My brother abandoned his ex-wife, so I'm marrying her.
That's good.
If you love her, let her go to your brother.
Oh my. So I, 28 male, have been dating my brother's ex-wife, 30 female, for the past 3 years.
That's
We're in
crazy.
deep.
Can't go back at that
Unlike
point.
his brother. Oh man. My brother married his ex-wife 8 years ago. After she got pregnant, he didn't want the child and said that she had to terminate. Well, by the way, this comes from a lovely picture from the r/showcase Storytime subreddit. Woohoo. So she didn't want to. Not woohoo. So he just discovered her. He just discovered her in just 1 year.
Divorce story.
This guy discovered her growing body.
He just discovered
He just
her.
discovered
She's
her.
a new up-and-coming divorcee.
Wow. She didn't want to. So he just divorced her in just 1 year and gave up all of his rights. My then sister-in-law was devastated. She was a single mother. My brother does pay alimony and child support. We're all childhood friends and live in the same neighborhood. Awkward.
Ooh, he
That-
loved her this whole time. He was just
God.
waiting for his moment.
The girl next door, next to your brother as well?
Oh, this is complicated. I don't know what she saw in him that she married him so early. So my brother is a piece of crap. He bullied me as well. He is a golden child after all. Very entitled, I
Dang,
guess.
so revenge.
Revenge? So I supported my sister-in-law and friend throughout her pregnancy and helped my nephew as well. He never saw his father because the piece of crap never met him.
Ah.
Whoa.
And they live in the same neighborhood?
They live in the
He's
same
like,
neighborhood.
yeah, I've got a kid down the block.
Yeah, like
Never seen him.
I don't know. I'm not really close to my neighbors.
I just take my morning walk, in the
the
next
opposite
neighborhood over.
way.
Sometimes
yeah.
he mows my lawn. I pay him a couple bucks.
Yeah. But I pay him through PayPal, so I still
Yeah.
never
I
see
just
him.
put
Never
a
see
blindfold
him.
on
Yeah,
when he walks up.
paperless,
Yeah.
cashless world that we live in.
So 3 years ago, we started dating. We never told any of our family members, and I moved in with her. We avoided telling anyone as to not create a
Street from
problem.
his brother?
Yes, dude, this is crazy. All this stuff is going on. They're in the same neighborhood. Nobody knows because no one's seeing each other, talking to each other, anything. Insanity.
Bunch of screenagers.
So about a week ago, my brother came at his ex's place, and he was shocked to see me there and asked me what I was doing here. And we had no choice but to tell him the truth.
And they've been dating for 3 years. That's crazy.
We don't know how long they've been living together, but yeah, in a
But
relationship
dating
for
for 3 years.
absolute
lot.
insanity.
I would be if that was if I was the brother, I would be pretty I'd probably be pretty upset.
if you have seen your brother at all in those 3 years,
And
Kind of
nothing
whack.
was said.
kind of whack.
Kind of whack.
Oh,
Is it
was
whack?
that an a-hole move? Is it whack?
I don't know. Even
Is
if you
it
like,
whack?
don't like your brother, I'd just be like, I
I think it's whack.
think it's a little whack.
I think it's kind of whack.
I think it's pretty whack.
I think it's kind of whack. We'll poll it. Let us know. And in the comments,
Poll it.
You YouTube episode watchers. So he was very mad at me, and he hit me, screaming at me, how could I do this to him? He clearly thinks it's whack. He voted in the poll.
You know, it is whack.
Yeah.
Conspiracy theory.
Yes.
He's saying his brother is such a D-bag to justify the whackness
Yeah.
of getting with your brother's ex-wife.
He's
Yes.
like, my brother sucks
My
so
brother
much.
sucks.
I swear. That's why I
He
had
was
to
the golden
take his
child.
wife.
Everyone liked them except me
Yeah.
and his ex-wife.
Two wrongs don't make a right or let you date your brother's wife.
Oh, that kind of rhymes.
Got him.
Slant rhyme.
Slant rhyme.
Just give it to me, Sophia. God,
Slant rhymes are
Slant rhymes are
real
still
nice.
rhymes.
Yeah.
No, it has to be a slant.
Eminem uses slant rhymes, John.
Everybody uses
Oh,
slant
well, then
rhymes.
why are you so upset
I'm
about
taking
slant
up your
rhymes?
camera now, Sophia. Let me have it. A bit after this fight, he said he came here to reconnect with his ex and become a part of his child's life. And he didn't know that I was a scumbag enough to do this.
Kind of crazy that he was like, you know what? One day, like, I'm going to reconnect with my kid. I'm just going to walk down the street.
I'm going to take the big step
Yeah.
out of my front porch and onto yours.
I don't
And
think I
after
need to like
3
call her
years-
up or anything. Just knock on her door.
I mean, they're all neighbors,
Great point.
you know,
Yeah.
like friendly neighborhood ex-wife.
Yeah, we don't have co-parenting love. We have neighborly love. Gotta love it. My now girlfriend threatened him, saying that he should leave, and she doesn't want anything to do with him. He screamed at both of us, calling us lovely names. And in the end, we both threatened to call the cops if he didn't leave, so he finally left.
And he's like, all right, fine, I'm going. And then walks the block over to his own house. And it's just steaming from his front yard, just looking.
They can still hear him slamming his door. Yeah, oh my God. So now all my family members, mom, dad, grandparents are saying that I shouldn't have had such a relationship with my brother's ex and that I'm scum and they are ashamed of me. Not mince words. Yeah. I should break up with her so that way my brother can be with his wife and child and I am an obstacle.
That's crazy. I don't understand why they don't take into consideration
that he didn't want to be in his...
Well, the wife's perspective of just like, you need to leave so that they can get back together. She clearly doesn't want to do that.
Well, I mean, she doesn't have like a will of her own though, right?
No, she's just a woman.
She's just a damsel in distress waiting for a man to come save her.
Where's my neighborly man? Someone, men of my neighborhood, please submit your applications.
Please be my neighbor.
Wink.
Will Rogers.
Oh, man.
Not Will Rogers. Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers.
Shout out to Mr. Rogers. The goat of sweaters.
So true.
So I said to them that we're going to tell them soon and are planning to get married this year or early in 2025. And they called me names and threatened to cut contact with me and won't attend the wedding. My girlfriend is saying to not mind them and that we'll just get married, even if it's just the two of us, and to report my brother for what I did. So am I the a-hole for doing this? There is an update, but we have to stop. We have to stop. Sam, you have your thinking face and your thinking hand.
He's got his thinking face
my thinking cap on.
Talk to us.
What I think is if you go through with this, you will not have, it doesn't seem like you're going to have a relationship with your family. So if you're okay with completely having no contact with your family, then like go ahead. I do think it's a little whack to plan to marry your brother's ex-wife without telling him and only telling him 3 years into the relationship. Like that's a little whack. I think you should have been like as soon, even if he's a D-bag, as soon as you started something with her, you should have said something.
But I also can't imagine that he has that close of a relationship with anyone in his family if none of them knew that he was dating her for 3 years.
They're all in the same neighborhood.
I can't imagine they're close.
OP, the brother, and the ex-wife.
Also,
Those
I
three.
would like to just point out that we're assuming they still all live in the same neighborhood. I think they just said they grew up together.
That's true. Yeah.
Well,
we
no,
might be way over.
Said
For comedic purposes,
they're all in the
they all live
neighborhood.
together.
I think they all said they're in the neighborhood.
They specified that they're still all living together.
I think so.
I just didn't want to point it out because it was funny.
My brother does play child support. We are all childhood friends and lived in the same neighborhood. So yeah, Sophia, it seems Sophia's right. But the bit is great.
For the sake of the bit,
for the sake
they
of the
all
bit.
live in the same neighborhood. I just want so no one's like, we need to comprehension. You guys are stupid.
Guys, we know I'm an idiot, okay?
We know. That.
But I'm an entertaining idiot, all right?
Yeah, it's funnier, guys.
Exactly. Let us have some comedy.
Yeah.
But basically, is brother the a-hole? Sam, Sophia?
I think it's a-hole behavior to not tell your brother that you're dating his ex-wife. I think it's an a-hole move.
I think it's a-hole. Obviously, he's the a-hole for you know how he ended the relationship and hitting his brother.
Yeah.
But,
I think everyone's an a-hole here.
As Josephine Middelberg-Piest, being whack does not mean that you should be whacked.
No.
Whoa. Nice one, Josephine.
Nice.
Before we get into the update, our polls, only 8% of our audience that polled thinks it's whack. Only 8%. They're like, God.
Y'all are crazy. 92% of you say it's not whack to date your brother's ex-wife without saying anything.
There is a world where it's if it's like they're I don't think they're in this world, but they're totally cut off. They're all like, you know, it's just so clearly they're all psychotic maniacs that it's like, okay, this is best for the child and everything else. But I don't know if it was at that point. And he should have at least tried, like, just told him. I don't know. Just tell him. Just tell him.
Just tell him. I don't think it even has to be like, I'm asking permission. It's just like, yo, I'm dating your ex-wife.
Yes.
Boom.
You drop a letter in the mailbox.
Look, the votes are quickly, so now it's jumped up to 23%.
There we go.
How quickly you change your mind.
Yeah,
How
I thought
fickle.
you were people of substance that actually stuck to your guns.
Thought you were
But here
people
you
of-
are being swayed by a couple of idiots on a couch.
Yes, I thought you were friends and countrymen of science
Some
and logic and
science.
reason. But
True
you are
Renaissance
fickle.
people, but yet you're just a dark age hooligan.
It always makes me feel like I'm swaying an election. It makes me feel so good and
Dude,
powerful.
you're like Russia over
Chad
here.
is Chad is a
Basically.
swing state.
I
Chad
am
is
the
a swing
dictator
state.
of this poll.
That
red
is
and
a
blue.
swinger state.
Exactly. Come on, guys.
Come
but
on.
there's an update. Buckle your seatbelts. First of all, thanks to the majority of people for their support and kind opinions. There are also some who threaten me, saying that if it were them, I'd be 2 feet under, or there are some people that I shouldn't mess with. All right. Or that I shouldn't put on my hands on someone's wife or blood.
Wait, 2 feet under.
I know, right? Like, just finish
I
the
want
job.
you to have a shallow grave.
Yeah, come on. At least do me,
I won't give you
Yeah.
a proper burial. That's how much I hate
Let's
you.
at least go regulation burial,
Yeah,
okay?
6 foot, come
My
on.
God. It's
You can
embarrassment on
dig
you.
your way out of that.
Yeah, come on.
Everyone
Dude, you're
knows
like
that.
one arm away from zombieing her out of that thing.
That's
for
like that
yourself.
episode in Monk when he gets buried alive
Oh my
and
God.
he's only like 2 feet deep, so they're able to find him.
So, also saying that I shouldn't put my hands on someone's wife or blood. Bro, he did that to himself. He abandoned both of them. And before she's my brother's ex-wife, she was my best friend.
Ooh. My
It's putting
best
forth an
friend.
argument.
My brother's best friend is the one for me.
Ooh.
I don't think it's bad that you dated. I think it's bad
Just
that
tell.
you kept it
Yeah.
a secret for 3 years. What do
Yeah.
we always say in the show? What do we say?
Secrets are like cheese. The longer you keep them, the more stinky
stinkier
they are.
But
a
unlike
good kind of
cheese, it's not more delicious the
Nope.
longer it waits.
Yep.
It's gross.
It's a gross
You know,
kind of
I think
cheese.
it's gross either way. I'm
What?
I'm
No,
fully
dude,
in on the
stinky
analogy.
cheese. Blue cheese.
Oh, I had this amazing. But anyway, sorry. Stinky cheese is good.
Point
Secrets are
taken.
not.
So coming back to the update, there's nothing much to say. Then why write it? Yes.
Damn, John.
Sorry.
Then why are we even
Calls
here?
it like
Yeah,
I sees
yeah.
it.
I came to this freaking stream for an update.
But yesterday we sat down and called my family and talked to clear some things up. It was my girlfriend who talked to them, and she said even if we both don't get married, there's no chance that she will be with him or allow him to meet her kid no matter what, and it isn't up to him to decide for her what she can and can't do. Remember,
He gave up rights.
he gave up
He
full
gave
custody.
up
Yeah.
full custody.
Legally, that is within her
Dude,
wheelhouse.
honestly, he does sound like a D-bag.
Yeah.
I could totally see why she doesn't want him interacting with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
It took
mean,
him 3
Cut
years.
him
one,
off.
he asked, he kind of like really pushed for her to terminate the child and then gave up all rights.
And he just, to your point, he just walks in
He
like,
walks in.
I'm ready to be a father now.
He just
Like,
knocks on the door.
And then punches the first person that he sees.
like, what a father figure.
His brother's like,
I
I've
get
been
it.
here for 3 years.
Yeah, he's taking care of
Of
his
your child.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
He's Uncle Dad.
He's
Uncle
Uncle
Dad.
Dad.
I kinda get
He's
it.
brother
a
uncle.
whole new breed
And
of
you're
Uncle
just
Dad
neighbor.
has entered the chat. Well, my family and my brother all started convincing her to give my brother a chance to be a dad and a husband after a lot of yapping. My wife said, no, she already has found another man and there isn't much that he can do to stop her. Then my brother started threatening me because he knew I was listening.
Damn.
Listening?
I mean-
in the house or something?
I guess so.
Yeah.
I didn't even say that much. He said I went too far and was saying nasty things. My wife cut him off and said he never contacted any of us. So it's like, hey, this goes two ways.
Never contact
Maybe
any of us.
we like didn't inform you of this, but you never talked to us.
Oh, so
I-
they
no,
didn't
no, no,
they
no.
didn't talk for like 3 years.
I think that they're saying never contact us again. Not that
oh,
he never
you're right.
contacted.
And said
yeah.
never contact any of us. You're right. Okay.
Okay.
Good
Yeah.
point. Reading comprehension for the win. Boom. So now we have decided that we are going to file a complaint in the morning and move somewhere else near her parents or at her parents. So maybe they are still living in pretty close proximity. My God. If I marry her, he won't need to pay alimony, but he will be required to pay child support unless I adopt him. So we decided to forget about money and are going forward with the marriage and the adoption.
Why?
How
Get the free money though.
Oh.
Maybe it's
Maybe
like
they don't
cut
want
all
connection.
ties.
Yeah.
You know,
They don't wanna
I
deal
can
with
see
them.
that. Especially
but with child support, is there any? I don't think there's any like obligation to have the father visit her, right?
No, but it's like just
I think perhaps he could file for like legal, like he could sue again, or try and get custody again.
Right.
If
It just
proves
makes
that
it
he's been.
just another string attached.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah, let me
Especially if they don't
know
need it.
how child support
Yeah.
works in the comments.
Tell
I'm-
us comments
I'm
in
curious.
chat. Inform us. We don't care about vengeance or money. We just want to live our lives in peace and without any drama. And I'll never talk to my family or have any contact with them, even if I or any of them pass away, because F them. Okay, so
Wow.
OP has gone like
Nuclear.
fully nuclear no contact.
Nuclear. That
Even
is
in the hospital.
that is nuclear no contact. It's like no
nuclear.
contact is like, oh, I'm not going to talk to them. This is like in case of death,
yeah.
I still won't say
still don't
anything.
want to hear about it.
I won't even talk to your ghost. That's how no contact I'm going. So do we?
I won't even talk to you if I find out that you've been buried 2 feet under.
Yeah, no seance is allowed. Do we agree with the nuclear no contact?
I
guess.
Personally, I would never be like, even in this scenario, I would never be like, I will not talk to anyone, even in death. That feels a little extreme.
Mhm.
Even till death, I won't talk to you.
Seances included.
Yeah, seances included, Ouija board, like we're working that out. No, I think I would I would go no contact because it seems like these people are pretty toxic.
Yeah.
But like if they died, I would or were dying, I would be like, what's up?
There's this kind of like I don't know, exception area for like, okay, if someone's in the hospital, you could
There's wiggle room.
Yeah.
But you're not like talking. You generally speaking don't have regular communication.
But also, this might just be OP, like in the spur of the
heat
Reddit
of the moment.
post moments.
Yeah.
Everyone on Reddit gassing him up like, yeah.
Like, don't talk to them. He's like,
let 'em
yeah.
don't talk to their
even
ghosts.
Even if they pass away.
Yeah. True. Okay. Yeah, I agree. I think no on nuclear, no contact. But I think no contact.
No contact is good.
Is good.
And then Schmed said, just had custody court myself today, lol. Birth dad had contempt for child support last week because he never pays.
Ooh, like contempt of courts.
Yeah, contempt of court, I think.
What does that mean again?
Contempt?
It's like when the judge is like, I'm going to hold you in contempt of court. And you get like
oh, no.
I think you get fined or something.
Yeah, I think it like, yeah. I actually don't know what it is.
I don't know.
Yeah, right?
I only know it in
means.
like the movies they go,
It's bad.
Yeah.
hey, mister, I'm going to hold you in contempt of court.
Yeah. I felt that's like, it's like, oh, something's bad.
Like my cousin Vinny, when he like comes in dressed badly, and the judge is like, if you don't dress better, I'm holding you in contempt of court. And he comes back and he's like, that's 1 count of contempt of court.
And he's like, I don't know what that means. Give me 7.
Yeah. I don't know what it means either.
Judge.
Okay, so yeah, we're fully on
Jelly
board
Bus
for no
says
nuke
fine and or jail time.
That's exactly.
I think you could even get jailed for it. Dang.
Get jailed.
Sometimes
for
you
it.
actually
If
land
you
you in a
got-
jail cell
get
for
caught.
a night or
Yeah,
two.
if you got too
get
many.
caught.
Yahoo!
Let's get back into
Yahoo!
this update. Some relevant comments. Early Nebula said 3261 says, as someone from a dysfunctional family, you are looking at this from a lens of someone who isn't. Blood means actually nothing to me. Loyalty is given to those who show it. There wouldn't be any guilt for me personally. I don't owe a single member of my blood family a dang thing. Are there specific ones who genuinely fulfilled the role that our relations imply? Yes, and those I would never betray and love to death. The rest of them could fall off the face of the earth, and I couldn't care less. Blood means what you let it. It means a lot to someone and next to nothing to others. So I guess basically saying like kind of agreeing with OP's.
Yeah, like blood doesn't matter.
Yeah, blood doesn't matter. Stigley says, because family. That's a wonderful phrase a-holes throw around to excuse all kinds of crappy behavior and demand forgiveness. If their only reason to demand fair treatment is the shared DNA, then maybe they should look in a mirror to see the a-hole. Boom! Got him. There are many reasons to have trust and respect for someone. DNA is not one of them.
Ooh.
Growing up together means you have a deep understanding of them and so many strong levels of trust and respect, but DNA does not automatically grant that. I feel
And
like that's pretty
actually,
decent.
he
way of
does
saying
have a DNA connection.
it. This is the deepest DNA connection.
Mhm.
He is his uncle.
That's true. That's true. He honestly is probably gonna. It's just he's being a better father than
Yeah.
his brother ever could be.
This is true. Uncle, brother, dad.
Uncle,
Uncle,
brother,
brother,
dad.
dad.
Coming in clutch. Fragrant Imposter says, Okay, Storytime fan, maybe. There's also a bond that can happen when two people have been mistreated by the same person. It's hard to explain just how messed up someone can be after years of dealing with one person's particular shade of awful until they can discuss it with another person who dealt with that same awful person. That bond can take a lot of forms of different types of relationships, but in the end, shared trauma can have a lot of weight.
So basically, the brother was so awful that it was a reason that OP and his brother's ex-wife fell in love.
Together. Yeah, they were like, wow, this guy sucks.
This guy sucks.
Yeah.
It's like you're getting hazed by the same like fraternity
And then you
brother.
fall in love.
Yeah.
And then you fall in love.
Yeah, they should
Guy
do a
sucks.
movie like that.
Oh,
Like where it's like a
Trauma bond?
fraternity movie where they're all getting hazed and then two of the guys fall in love.
That actually
That's
would
pretty
be
I think that
kind
could
of
go pretty hard.
iconic. Yeah. And it's like, because it's like contrast with toxic masculinity
Yeah.
and love.
Yes. It's
And then they're struggling to deal with like the fraternity and stuff and thinking that they're not going to be accepted. But then
Yeah.
at the end of the day, switches it is the fraternity accepts them.
Yeah.
Ooh, and then they're like, what if they get like crowned? You know how they have like
And then
like
they all walk in
homecoming
the
king
pride
or whatever?
parade.
It's like they're the homecoming king.
They all walk
And
in
then
the
the whole
pride
fraternity's the
Yeah.
pride parade.
Yeah.
Dang, that's
Yeah.
kind of fire.
Yes. I'm writing this.
I think you could write that.
I think
Yeah,
I
you
could
really
write this
could.
You
movie.
haven't been to enough frat events, though, I think, to have an
I've
insight.
been
you
to
need
zero
some-
frat events.
Yeah.
I've never been to a frat party in my
You two
life.
combined could maybe.
Yeah,
Could
Yeah,
maybe
you're
pull
my
it off.
you're
Many a
my my source.
Yeah, they're not great. They're not great. Just
Yeah.
imagine a thin layer of alcohol and bodily fluids coating the floor.
I went to one frat house, but it was a theater party.
No,
No.
stop.
And he gave
Stop
us
there.
a room tour, and there was like bowls of cereal on the floor. And we go up to his room, and there's a giant American flag, an axe on the wall, and a crossbow. And I was like, okay, I need to leave.
That's kind of sick, though. A crossbow.
They don't.
It
don't
sounds
give
like
us-
Riley's
Riley
room.
has a giant axe now that
I do.
Christian had to hide
I'm gonna go get
because
it.
Chip kept sniffing it.
Don't you
He
can't? I
loves
don't
it.
think you can legally show that on stream.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's a weapon.
That's true. There's a hot dude.
Okay.
It's
Fair enough.
Riley.
But what about this hot story?
What about this hot story?
Is
We're
there
about to
more?
finish it. By the way, you can join us live on YouTube every weekday, 3 p.m. PST.
Oh,
Wow.
oh, wow. We're really close to the end.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We have one relevant comment left coming from Individual Soft 9373, who says, cutting my family off was the best decision I ever made. They were cruel when they weren't apathetic and manipulative when they aren't absent. If someone ever tries to hit you with blood is thicker than water crap, remind them that the full saying is, say this all the time, the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb.
I literally say that all the time.
All the time.
You say the blood of the covenant
Yes.
is thicker than the water
John can
of the
She does.
attest.
womb.
She does say
I
that.
do say this
And
all
it's
the
great
time.
every time.
I've never heard you say that.
I've said it all the time on
She
stream.
said it multiple times. And
There's
it
proof.
it goes every time.
Goes hard
It
every
goes every
time.
time. Chosen family over blood every time. Edit. Here I am responding like this in the post and not on the subreddit. Lol. And that is the end of the story. That's it.
Woo!
Wow.
That's all we got.
Well, I guess it's kind of a happy ending.
Yeah.
Kind of. It seems
They
like
cut off the family and
Yeah.
they're going to get married. It seems like it's good.
Yeah.
it seems like he's gonna be a 10x more present father of the child. He wants it. The mother of the child is like, yes, I want you as a father. They'll have their own insulated little bubble. They're moving away physically.
Could be pretty
Seems
cool.
like we got it.
I think OP did most of the only thing I would change is just telling the brother more,
Yes.
telling the brother sooner
Yes.
that he was planning on seeing the ex-wife because it was gonna come out anyway, so might as well do it early.
I feel like as soon as you hit that like boyfriend girlfriend thing,
But
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 to turn it back on myself, I think maybe if he said it too early, it would have like upset, like it's like a nascent relationship, so it could have, like, the brother's anger could have destroyed the beginnings of the relationship.
plus you could go back and argue if you dig deep in the text, like, were they essentially no contact to begin with? Because if maybe they weren't explicitly, now they're explicitly no contact. But one could argue if they were no contact before, well, it's like, well, by the bylaws of no contact, you don't contact him to tell him about the relationship.
those are the bylaws.
Those are the bylaws.
I want to have a whole podcast where Sam debates his own points. Can we do that? Because that would really be
I think he
an
does that
incredible
all the
episode.
time. He'll be talking to me, and he'll be arguing something, and he's like, "Actually, do I believe that?" And then I'll start arguing the opposite side. He's like, no, actually, I believe the first thing.
I do. I promise.
I do that all the time.
Guys, like this video, if you want to see the Sam solo argument episode where he has to argue both sides and sit in all of the
That is what my head is. My head is arguing both sides simultaneously.
I want an edited version where it's just Sam switching, but it looks like he's just talking to himself.
And he's in all the
It's
different
like that
seats.
Joe Rogan edit where he's talking. Joe Rogan talks to himself.
I love that.
I bought my sister's dream house. Now she's furious. My 27 female wife, 30 female, and I recently closed on our dream house. And it has the family torn. Years ago, my grandparents owned the family home, but when they died unexpectedly with a lot of medical debt and expenses, our family had to sell their house. It was heartbreaking and sad, and I decided as a small child that one day I would buy the house back. I shared those dreams with my sister. By the way, this comes from Cold Brilliant 4578 on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So I met my wife when I was 18 and she was 21. Her parents owned a small rental that they allowed her to live in rent-free, just paying for the expenses. She invited me to live with her a year into our relationship, and we got married a year after that. Wow. So when OP was then 19, that is quick. That's a quick timeline. I told her about my dreams of owning my grandparents' house, and she fully supported me. We began putting large amounts of money back for a down payment in the hopes the house wouldn't go on the market before we could afford it. Are they gonna be able to afford it soon? Because they're 19 and 22 now.
How much do houses cost?
The houses are expensive. I don't think I'll ever be, I don't think
so either.
Yeah, are going to be able to afford a house, especially on with 2 incomes. That's not enough incomes for a house. Because we didn't pay rent and both had good jobs for our ages and the economy we lived in, we were able to put back a very large sum of money. My in-laws also offered us a sum of $75,000 for the down payment. You kind of buried the lead, OP. You were like, no, we both had a really good job and we were saving a lot of money. And then also my family lent us $75,000, but it was mostly our hard work that really got us over the finish line.
Mm-hmm. I had a small loan of $1 million.
My father gave me a small loan of $1 million.
Just a really small loan. It was all me. It was mostly me. And in total, we put back about $185,000. Damn. About 20 years after my grandparents passed away, their house finally went on the market at a massive price. The house itself is huge with 6 bedrooms, a large lakefront estate, and several features including a pool and a small guest house.
Damn!
Where are they buying? Because $185,000 for that? It's got to be somewhere cheap. They got to be buying.
Well, that's just a down payment, right?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
the
For the
you
down
have to
payment,
pay
you're
like 10% of a house.
Well, the $75,000 was for the down payment, but we don't know the cost of the house yet. We knew that this house would have a huge price tag, and we skimped and budgeted for 9 years to afford my dream house. My sister was also house shopping at this time, but with a much smaller budget. Her and her husband have children, student debt, and rented for the past several years and were not able to put back money in the same way my wife and I were. When our grandparents' house went on the market, I sent the link to my sister and said that we were finally getting our grandparents' home back in the family. She was excited and said as much, and that was that. My wife and I moved forward, visiting with the owners and real estate agents, having it inspected and made an offer. They accepted, and we were absolutely over the moon. Throughout this whole process, my sister kept saying how excited she was to have the house back in the family and how nice it will be for her children to know this house and grow up in it like her and I did. Does she think that she's going to be living in the house? Because she's like, oh, it's so nice that my kids are going to be able to live in this house. It seems like she has some assumptions.
Seems like that might be what they're thinking.
Yeah. Our grandparents' house was the location of every birthday, holiday, gathering, and reunion. And my wife and I planned on making it that way again, which was why what my sister said didn't raise any red flags. Weird that she'd phrase it that way, but not concerning. I'd be concerned. I'd be like, what do you mean by that?
I mean, I would, at this point in the story, I would just say, yeah, like grow up and see things for like Thanksgiving and Christmas, like all those holidays, you
You're
know?
like, yeah, it will be fun for them to visit.
Visit, good word.
And then in squint at her.
We had a barbecue at my parents' house to celebrate the final closing of our house. During the dinner, my mother-in-law offered to kennel our dogs while we were in the stages of moving to keep things easier and them safe. And that was when my sister piped up.
Oh, here it comes.
She's been
Here it
waiting. She's been
comes.
sitting on this for ages. She asked why our dogs needed to be watched when the real issue was her kids. My wife asked what she meant, and she said that her kids will need more supervision than our dogs, and that she was confused as to why we'd be so busy that our dogs needed watching. I'm so confused how she's so out of the loop here.
What's going on?
My conspiracy theory is that OP's sister thinks that OP bought the house for her. Like, I don't know how she got there, but that's what I think she thinks.
Like fully for her?
I guess so. I don't know what else she would be thinking.
That's crazy.
Because she would presumably know that she didn't buy the house. So, yeah, I don't know what she thinks here.
Let's see.
I told her I was the one confused. I didn't know she was helping us move, and that if her kids couldn't reliably be left to their own devices, then she absolutely did not need to help us pack. My sister proceeded to ask why my wife and I would be packing. I told her the obvious. We just closed on a house. For lengthy reasons, I'll leave out a lot of the back and forth, but here's the gist of it. My sister had it in her head that we were buying the house to either A, rent to own it out to her family, or B, transfer the title to her name and have her pay us back in time, which is what I said. And that is an absolute ridiculous assumption
crazy.
to make. When someone buys a house and you're like, oh yeah, you're just giving it to me, right?
Like what?
That's ridiculous.
I didn't want to believe you because I didn't think that was kind
Yeah.
of like even possible to think as a human being.
Yeah, but the sister did think it, and presumably she's a human being. Unless we find,
Therefore.
yeah, but maybe if you make the connection, the scientific method will prove. Yes, that is literally what she was thinking. Despite us never discussing anything like that once. When I told her that was not happening, my sister threw a fit. She was pissed because this was her dream too, and that it wasn't fair that only one of us could live it. Girl, you should have bought the house.
Save up.
Yeah, it's not her fault that she got the money before you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's like if you were playing Monopoly and you had enough money to buy Boardwalk first.
It's just like
That's just how it goes.
somebody's buying the house that was in the family.
Yeah.
And so that's a good thing, you know?
Yeah. She wouldn't have enough money to buy it when it went on the market.
Yeah.
And if it was this nice of a house with like, you know, a lot of room and stuff, it wouldn't have stayed on the market for that long.
Yeah, it's like, would you be more happy if the house
Went to someone
weren't
else.
purchased? And
Yeah.
it was just like not in the family ever? Like, what's the deal?
Yeah. I don't know. OP's definitely not the a-hole right now.
Yeah, not the a-hole right now.
That since she had children, they deserve to grow up in the family home. And what did my wife and I even need all that space for? That's stupid. That's a stupid argument. My wife told her that it isn't the family home anymore. It wasn't left in a will. We purchased it and now it is our home. And we decide what we will do with it. My sister told my wife to shut up and that she had no say in this family decision. I mean, it's her house now, so.
Damn!
Not your house. I informed my sister that if she spoke to my wife that way again, we would not be having any kind of contact with her anymore. That she doesn't get to assume we're giving her a house and then throw a hissy fit when she's put in her place, and we left. My in-laws spoke to us on the matter a few times, but all told us we were in the right and that my sister was very out of line. I assumed everyone would agree, but if they did, I wouldn't be on this thread. I got texts and voicemails from my parents saying that we were out of line threatening my sister because OP said if you disrespect my wife, we will have to cut contact. I'm sorry. This is ridiculous. They're taking the sister's side, and that's stupid. It seems like they all thought that this house was going to go back to the family.
Like, yeah.
They probably thought it would go back into the family like will at large. And OP's like, no, I bought this house. This is my house. You guys
Straight
all
up.
could have bought it. They told me they were very disappointed in me for taking my sister's dream from her and that I don't have kids, so I can't understand her want to provide them with a good home and childhood like she had. That it's only fair we set up a way to give her the house and that we could afford to find something else. Even my more distant relatives have said that it was cruel of us to take that from her.
Take what?
Yeah.
Something that wasn't possible? Something that's not even
Something that
in
she
the
couldn't
realm?
buy.
Like, sorry.
Yeah. You're too late.
Too late.
Yeah. And also, too, it was OP's dream first. OP literally said, I told my sister this was my dream. And she said, oh, that's my, like, I would love that too.
Yeah.
OP called dibs. So those are the rules. Whoever calls dibs gets it first. And also whoever has the money to buy it gets it first. I'm honestly super shocked and taken aback. I've seen stories similar to this on Reddit, entitled people thinking they should get their relatives' houses, but I never expected to live it. This feels surreal, and I hate that we've started this new chapter out on such a sour note. Am I the a-hole for buying my sister's dream house? And there is an edit and a little update, but before we get into that, no, OP's not the a-hole.
No.
It would be ridiculous for anyone is expecting that OP should just give up this house.
I don't even think this needs a poll.
No, I don't even think it needs a poll. Actually, there is a poll that we could do. Do you go low or no contact with your family?
Ooh, drop them.
Yeah, maybe do low/no contact, or, keep them in your life. Something like that. I think I would go maybe low contact. If they continue to hound, then kind of switch up and consider that. Take that all into consideration, because you don't want your family home being tainted by these vibes, these bad vibes.
Mm-hmm.
But let's get into this edit. Wow, this blew up in such a short amount of time. Thank you for your support. And if this continues to be interesting and not blow over, I'll definitely update. Yes, this is unfortunately a real situation. In case anyone is curious, yes, the house is big, expensive, but it's severely outdated, which is why the size and features don't exactly match the price in today's housing market. Like, I don't think any owners after my grandparents renovated a single thing. Also, I am a woman, LOL. Update. I can't read and respond to all of these comments, but thank you. I will continue to update, but since posting yesterday morning and not much has happened, I will add a bit more of what's happened since the barbecue. I haven't responded to any messages my family have left. I honestly didn't think this was that big of a deal. But after scrolling through the comments for a while with my wife, we're both taking this much more seriously. I also think it's kind of messed up that we don't actually know, we're just pause real quick. We don't actually know if OP and her wife don't want kids. OP hasn't said that.
Yeah.
They just don't have kids. And it seems like maybe the family has some kind of like nuclear family idea of like heteronormativity towards this house. And
they're clearly not going to have kids.
They're not going to have kids. They're women.
Or even if they do, how could they be raised by?
Yeah. And it feels like that. I'm just speculating, but that might be an element.
This is the place to speculate. That's why we're here.
If we can't speculate, who can?
Who can?
Yeah. Well, there's a little bit more, though. A security system isn't an option at this moment. The house needs too much work at this moment to have cameras and such set up. They'd be in the way if everything else was being done. We'd have to have them removed for several of the things we need done, and we don't even have internet access at the property at this moment. I will be scheduling meetings with some companies to start coming out and working on the property before we get to the cosmetics. However, we do have someone coming out to change the locks on Thursday.
Does Opie think that they're gonna break in?
I think that probably a lot of people on Reddit, because the usual advice they give. What do you think, John?
Hey, well,
John,
let me tell you.
John thinks no contact, never talk to them. John, restraining order. Wow, John.
Definitely, yeah, get a restraining order.
But I think that a lot of times people on Reddit will say make sure you change the locks and stuff, and so that's advice that they're giving. And so OP is probably saying, I don't know if we need that.
Yeah, what are they gonna do?
Yeah.
If you can't have it, nobody can.
Nobody
Burn
can.
it down.
Burn it down. Insurance. Yeah. By the way, you can join us live on YouTube every weekday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Just tap our profile. But there's a tiny bit left of this story, so let's finish it off. We won't be moving into the house for a bit since it needs so much work before we're comfortable. I've had a few people suggest the story is fake because the price of the house doesn't match the features. The house needs a lot of work. It hasn't been updated or worked on in years, and the price reflects that. Also, we are lucky to live in a state where property values haven't skyrocketed too bad. And that, my friends, is the end of this story.
Sheesh.
Oh, John, you crack me up. But I think OP is not the a-hole. Don't give this house to your parents. No. I mean, sorry, to your sister.
Yeah.
She doesn't deserve it. She can go find another house that she can afford. And that's my thoughts on this. But
Well, it's a pretty crazy drop, though.
What?
The packing bit.
Yeah,
Well,
they were just
why
packing.
Why
She
do
was
you
like,
need help
Yeah.
loading? We need more help than you do. It's like, oh, whoa.
Wait a minute. Walk that back. No, she did really just assume so hard.
Yeah. That's so crazy to assume that hard with no conversation.
No one's
None.
told you anything. And you're just like, wait a minute. You mean I'm not getting the house?
I guess like maybe the terms like grow up in.
Yeah.
They might have thought, okay, that's clear enough. But it's
Yeah.
like, okay.
They're like, that
Maybe
my
like
kids
this
are gonna
is
grow
where
up in. That's my-
Joey will sleep.
Yeah.
Maybe something like that. And it's like, okay, pump the brakes.
Weird sister. But that's the end of the story. And we have another story. I refuse to give my sister a reference for her job because I hate her. That's a good enough reason, I guess. My sister Claudia and I are not close. Very low contact, always family related. Around 14, her, and 17, me. She stole my boyfriend, 16 male, by giving up more physically than I was willing to. That's yikes. She was 14?
Excuse me?
Ugh. After that kind of betrayal, I've never trusted her fully and have kept my partners distant from her. I'd like to be clear that it's not just this event alone, but this was the major event that made me pull back from her. By the way, this comes from Throwaway Job Reference on the r/OK to Storytime subreddit. So, this awful behavior has continued throughout Claudia's life. She's stolen the boyfriends of several, 3 that I know of her now ex-friends, and always seem to get bored as soon as the guy leaves his partner for her. Claudia is not a very nice person, but she is superficially charming and makes a good first impression. Twice now at work, Claudia has seduced her married supervisor. Oh my goodness, she has a track record. This has happened with 2 different people at 2 different jobs and caused an absolute crap show that ended up in the guys resigning. I have no idea what happened to their home situations, but it couldn't have been good. Claudia thrives on drama and absolutely loves it. I've suggested counseling, but was shot down, and she said, I'd have to have a problem to need counseling. Claudia likes the chase more than anything else, and there's nothing wrong with that. She justifies her behavior with, anyone that didn't want to cheat wouldn't cheat. You can see why we don't talk much. Yikes. She sounds like a great person.
Yeah. I hope she doesn't come around.
OP's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah. You better not come around these parts with your superficial charm. I don't trust her, clearly. My friend Brennan, who I met through a previous job, is now in the same industry as Claudia. And Claudia recently found that Brennan's company is hiring. Oh no. Brennan is sort of HR for the small company Claudia is interested in, and Claudia has applied. Brennan sent an email, I should note it was from his personal address, not his company account, asking if I could vouch for Claudia. And I'm stuck now. Claudia can absolutely do this job. She will be great at it, except for the fact that she will probably ruin someone's marriage in the process. The fact that she's done this at 2 out of 3 places she's worked long-term since college is uncomfortable. And there are 6 times I personally know of that she's done this. Claudia is currently single. She's single and on the prowl.
Get it, girl.
Oh no. I don't know what to do, but I'm leaning to not replying to the email and calling Brennan to give my honest opinion that she would be an excellent technical fit, but a disaster socially. That way, it's not in writing and Brennan can still be told. But I'm directly sabotaging my sister's prospects if I do that. But again, I'm directly sabotaging Brennan if I don't tell him what Claudia is liable to do. Claudia will pass any screen they give her. She's charming and has no record of any kind. There is an update and some comments, but OP asks the question of, would I be the a-hole if I told Brennan my sister would be a great technical fit, but would be a social disaster?
Sounds like honesty to me.
Like you're not lying.
You're not lying. And
Yeah.
she's saying she's a good employee. Like, if you want to hire her, then go for it.
She's like, she's great at her job, but she's a lot of drama.
I feel like it's just a disclaimer.
Yeah, I think because this is her friend and not just like a random company that's reaching out, and also she doesn't really have a close relationship with Claudia.
Yeah.
I think the not doing it in writing, but talking, like calling up her friend and saying this, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I don't feel like it's not super out of pocket.
No. What?
I just like made eye contact with him and I was like, whoa.
Oh, in the mirror?
Yeah.
The mirror is freaky. What were you saying?
Yeah, no, I feel like she's not
being totally an a-hole.
No, I think definitely tell the truth because it's your friend. Also, if she didn't say anything, if she said, oh no, my sister's a great fit, and then months down the line, all of this stuff blows up at work, Brennan comes back to her and is like, why did you ever recommend her?
Yeah.
And then it's kind of on her and it maybe strains their friendship.
Yeah, I don't know. This one, I mean, it is a tough one because it's also like, well, at the end of the day, like, if she wants to flirt with the people, like, and they fall for it.
It is on them as much as her. But I do think when hiring people, you do hire in part for, I mean, certain jobs hire for like, are they able to work with people well?
Oh, for sure. I feel like that's most jobs now. It's just like, can you like see yourself hanging out with
Collaborate
this person?
with people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is this like, it's like, I think people make a lot of jokes about personality hires, but I think a lot of jobs are personality based. I mean, it's like looking at like, do you meet the qualifications?
I'm a personality hire right now. Hey, that's why I'm here.
This is why you're here. This is so true. But it's also like, do we like you enough? Are we going to be able to work with you effectively?
Yeah.
I think OP would not be the a-hole if she told the truth.
Ooh, people out here saying she thinks she has a personality disorder. Honestly, maybe.
Perhaps. But I think the fact that she started this at 14, I am a little worried about their home life. I'm like, what?
Oh,
what is
100%.
going on?
Yeah, there's definitely like something.
Something's underneath the surface.
Yeah.
But there are some relevant comments from OP. OP says, my sister delights in ruining relationships. She gets satisfaction from it. Ew. When she stole my boyfriend, he was 16, by the way, not 17 plus. So go on with your outrageous scenarios, LOL. She told me she just wanted to see if she could do it. She likes the thrill of chasing someone that already has someone and winning over their current partner. She has said all of this to me over the years. I find this fundamentally not okay. The way she seems to see other people and their relationships as expendable is really creepy to me. I personally think she might be a narcissist.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. There's lots wrong there. Yup. And I've tried. I've done everything to try and get her help, counseling, etc. And it's all met with nothing or even mocking and derision. I don't know about abuse, but it's always possible. But at the end of the day, she's a 30-year-old woman that attempts to F up people's lives for fun. Trying to help someone being mean to you on a consistent base is something I'm not willing to do. She's told me that she basically sees people as ants compared to her. I think she might be a narcissist.
Yeah, it's
as actual words, peons to be conquered. That's wild. That is an intense way to describe the people around you. It leaves you feeling icky to know someone thinks of you that way. The wanted to see if she could do it is something she says quite frequently, by the way, usually when doing something socially inappropriate. I don't think she's spicy sleep obsessed. I think she sees spicy sleep as a way to get power and feelings of being triumphant. She never keeps her trophies, people she's wrested from relationships, longer than a month. It's boring once I've won, she says. I've never had anything to do with my ex again after that, TBH. He was way worse than my sister. But my sister is related to me. I thought I could expect her loyalty and learned at a young age, family is sometimes only innate. And there is an update to finish this story off. But what do you think OP does here? Because I don't think OP, I think we all kind of agree OP is not the a-hole if she tells the truth. But I think maybe no contact with his sister.
Yeah, I feel like maybe this is like a situation where you have to set really clear boundaries. You know, like, this is what I can tolerate and like that's all.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's completely valid. And maybe this person needs to be in therapy.
Yeah, but there's only so many times that OP can say you need to be in therapy.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I feel like this is where like boundaries, like I won't tolerate this.
Yeah, it's like you're in therapy or we cannot continue a relationship because you are actively making my life much harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big yikes.
But there's an update. So let's see if OP gave that recommendation letter. Or that reference. I called Brennan. It had been nearly a day since his email when I posted. Turns out the reason he reached out to me is because Claudia passed her screening/reference check with the company, but Brennan had final say because he was going to be working with her directly on some policy stuff, and so he had to like who they were hiring. Brennan had been hearing rumors going around about Claudia as well and wanted to reach out to me to ask me if I'd be honest with him and tell him if they were true, and if working with Claudia was going to be a nightmare for him.
How did the word get out?
If people have been spreading rumors about her from other jobs,
Yeah.
don't hire her.
No.
Don't hire her. This is where my tightrope walk
began. I said that I couldn't discuss any rumors relating to my sister with a potential new workplace as that would be inappropriate. I said that I refused to give a reference on her as I've never worked with her and she is family. I said I hoped he understood. Okay, so OP didn't go the route of telling the full truth, just kind of said, I'm not going to give a reference.
That's kind of weird though. Like,
what do you think she should have done?
I think OP is so far on the rule following spectrum that like they won't sort of stoop to any kind of level to talk badly about their sister. But at the end of the day, like you gotta warn these people if
I don't know. I think this is her friend. Brennan is her friend. I feel like she should warn him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you don't need to like walk some high road here. Like you know the truth.
And the tea is out. That he got the tea somehow. So.
I think the fact that other people are talking about it means that you can be like, yeah, I have also experienced those, things before, but I do think she's a great technical fit.
Right.
I think she should have given a little bit more information.
Yeah.
But there's a little bit more, so maybe she tells him eventually.
And it's not like you have to say don't hire her.
No.
All you have to do is tell what you know.
Yeah, just say she's a great technical fit. I think she'd be really good at the job. However, she's had some past experiences where she's created drama at the workplace.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like that would have been very like respectful and true.
And also, she doesn't have a good relationship with her sister, so it's not like she's like,
saving anything.
Yeah. Brennan thanked me and said he wouldn't be hiring her after my refusal. I panicked a bit, realizing I may have just cost her this job. OP definitely didn't. Literally didn't even give something that she could she could have made it so much worse, and she didn't.
Also, Brennan already was like obviously thinking like, I don't think I'm gonna hire this person, so this was just the confirmation he needed.
Yeah. Other people had already talked to him about her. OP was just like a, nail in the coffin, I guess, but like not even really, because she didn't say anything. He said it wasn't my refusal personally, but the rumors flying around were too much of a risk when he has a candidate with 90% of Claudia's abilities / experience and none of the potential drama. So he has another option anyway. Brennan said if I'd been willing to vouch for Claudia, or if either of the other two personal contacts he had panned out to reply about her, he might have taken the leap, but everyone declined / refused, and that was a pattern to him.
Well, there you go. It wasn't even like her only.
No, he reached out to multiple people and they were like, I'm not gonna comment on Claudia. That's a red flag, yeah. Brennan then freaked out a little that he might have said too much, so both of us were just sort of in an anxiety hoedown for a bit while awkwardly comforting the other. They're like, no, you didn't say anything wrong. And he's like, no, you didn't say anything wrong.
I said too much.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. And she's like, no, I shouldn't have said that. It's fine. The end of the call was super cringy and embarrassing, and I imagine it will be a while before we speak again. So it appears my sister's drama has cost her a job offer, but I now feel incredibly guilty because I could have been the one to stand up for her and make her get the job. I didn't. I haven't heard from my sister about it, and I doubt I will. Brennan was not the one to interview her or reject her. He met her on one group call, so I don't think she will even consider him or me as the reason for this. Thanks everyone for your help in dealing with this.
Yeah, like what's she worried about? Like she doesn't even know that they talk.
I was like, OP, why are you stressing? Like it's done. You're good, girl. Yeah. It's okay. Breathe.
OP's like, I
breaths.
can't do anything to hurt anyone, even though this person has directly hurt me multiple times.
Yeah.
And I know she has this pattern of behavior. Yeah, OP literally didn't even do what we said. Like literally took a step back and, just said, oh, I can't give you a response.
And also like the sister would never know that she never gave the reference. So.
Yeah.
Like she should feel so good that she did the right thing and it worked out the way she wanted. Like this is a win-win-win.
Like I'm a little bit confused. Did she want her sister to work there?
Yeah, like
I don't know, because she knows that she would cause drama. It seems like she's just having this guilt.
No, I think she's just guilty, and I get that.
Yeah,
that's valid.
Yeah, it seems like she's a little bit of a people pleaser, and she's like, I can't hurt anyone.
Join the club, sister.
I get you. I think the question of this story is not, are you the a-hole for calling out your sister? I think the moral of the story, or not the moral of the story. I think what you should do is go no contact with your sister. Yeah. Because if you're this worried about her reaction, and
there's
also you have this past, and you have all this history with her, not good. Tricky. But that is the end of that story.
I kicked my sister out because she ruined my house, but she says it should be her house. What? All right, interesting.
You can't just call dibs on it.
All right. So I'm 27 male. My sister is 30. Our great grandfather helped build our town. He literally swung that hammer that built town hall and most of downtown and built our family home in what is now a booming suburban area. Our grandfather and dad were also in the construction industry. So am I, technically.
Okay, OP.
Okay.
Humble brag. You just built the whole town.
By the way, this comes from You Routine Tourist 9636 on the ROK Storytime subreddit.
And if you're here, sound off.
So, hello, human, if you are present. So, my mom got sick when I was 14 and died a year later. By that point, my sister had already moved in with her boyfriend. My dad and I built a 2-bedroom apartment above the garage and lived in it while we fixed everything that was wrong with our home, updating plumbing, electrical, a new roof, and making it modern without losing the charm. We put in solar panels and a new electric well pump and updated the septic system too. My father sold his company and used my mother's life insurance policy, so the house was amazing. When I turned 18, my father put me on the title, but really we had made the house so awesome for my sister. When my dad got sick, he said I was in charge of the house, which had no mortgage or liens, so I stayed in the apartment. He also convinced my sister to move in, which I supported because her and her boyfriend were struggling financially. What a kind brother.
Yeah.
She was living in an unfinished garage with her 2 kids and boyfriend, and I never wanted to make my sister homeless.
They're really nice. So so OP and the dad fixed this house up. OP's dad said the house is going to be in your name, but they both agreed to let the sister live there, I guess. Yeah. Which is really, really nice.
Also seems like a lot going on in this family. Like,
yeah. They lost their mom and then the dad is sick. Yeah. That's a lot to deal with.
5 years ago, I met and married my wife. I moved out of the garage apartment and my wife and I got a nice little home. By then, I was a supervisor at a small construction firm, but my sister often called my wife about problems at the house, saying I needed to take my name off the title so she could handle repairs.
I don't think you do. Unless she's saying, because we don't know yet if she's on the title. It seems like it was just OP, in which case, is she just saying that she wants the house now?
Sounds like, mate.
To be fair, the home is paid off as the solar array provides enough power to run the whole house all year.
Such a nice situation that the sister is in. She's like in a house that she's not paying for with solar and everything.
Yeah. So the home is paid off because of the solar array.
Yeah.
Love that.
Amazing.
All right. So she kept calling me about different things, though. Once about the county wanting to put a meter on the house and how they were threatening to arrest her for stealing utilities. Another time, she said a plumber told her the plumbing needed upgrades in the tune of $6,000. And she couldn't get a loan because my name was also on the title. But my name is the only one on the title since my dad died.
Okay, so she keeps making it sound like she's, got a claim to this house.
Yeah.
But it's OP's house. And she's making up all of these things about she's like, I need all of this money. And you have to it seems like she's trying to put pressure on OP to give her claim to the house.
Okay. Interesting. I asked for the plumber report, then hired a few of the guys from the company to verify. They came back and said exactly what I thought. The plumber my sister had hired was wrong, and the work my dad and I did was perfect. Same with electrical and roof.
I think that what she's trying to do is
just trying to get the name on the title. She's just making up stuff. Like there's nothing wrong with this house.
Yeah, which is kind of ridiculous. She's living in the house for free. I don't know why she's making up all of these things.
Interesting. I was also concerned the developer was trying to pressure my sister to sell, as they had tried with me and even with my dad. The house is on 4 acres and spans the end of 2 streets, all built within the last 10 years. They were trying to force us to join their HOA or sell so they can build 4 homes. This is the developer. Yeah. They want them to sell and build more houses on this property.
Yeah, and so OP is kind of thinking their sister's trying to get the house in her name so she can maybe sell it to these developers for money. Because right now she's not getting anything out of the house because it's in OP's name.
And apparently 1 acre is a football field. So
excellent. So that's a lot of football fields.
That's 4 football fields.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
Whoa.
I would want my name on that title too.
And she's living there for free.
All right. My wife was getting irritated that my sister had asked me for permission to repair the house and said I should just sign it over to her. I said I wasn't going to let my sister take out a loan or ruin my family's hard work.
Yeah, I think it would be kind of ridiculous to sign over a 4-acre house ever.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Ever.
That's a lot. 2 years ago, I was planning on moving in because my wife found out I'm pansexual and finds me disgusting.
Oh my God.
What? That was
such a switch
that
up.
was such a switch up. OP.
Your wife sucks.
What happened?
I hope this is your ex-wife.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Ugh.
Because I've been with men and trans people before we got married. But I found out that my sister had rented the garage apartment to a friend. She explained her friend was leaving an abusive husband and I agreed she could stay. So instead, I rented a little apartment by my job HQ and continued to field continuous repair issues from my sister that were bogus.
Okay. So I think what just happened here is that OP separated from their partner and then was going to move back into their old apartment at their house that they own. The sister had someone living there, even though she does not own this house and should not be able to legally give out, any of the space to people.
This is weird.
Yeah.
Because, like, not even the apartment?
No.
Is this like a monopoly?
What do you mean?
Like, the sister's just trying to, like, take over everything and, like, kick him out?
Yeah, it seems like, she is living in the house, or at least part of the house, and then gave the garage apartment to someone else. I'm wondering if she's renting it, because it seems like right now she's just
probably
said,
making money.
Yeah, I think that she might be making money off her house.
What a sneaky sister.
She's living there for free and is literally trying to make money off that's my conspiracy theory. I think she's saying that, I'm just like letting her have a place to stay because she's leaving an abusive situation. I think she's renting at the house.
My conspiracy is that she's actually a secret murderer and that's where she's keeping her bodies. And so that's why she doesn't want anybody to go to that apartment.
That's such an amazing conspiracy theory.
Yeah, because clearly you can't rely on her.
You can't trust her.
All right, let's see what the story says.
Yeah.
6 months ago, my new apartment manager found out that I am, in quotes, bi and tried to ask me out. I declined and went about my life. Then I got hurt at work. Pretty bad. I will never be the same. I'm in a lot of pain and will never be able to climb a ladder again. OP! Give this guy a break.
Please.
I've had several procedures to try and help the pain. One night, after a medical procedure, I woke up to my apartment manager trying to attack me, so I immediately moved out and went back to the house and to the little garage apartment I owned and told my sister I wasn't asking for the big house, but I needed the apartment and she needed to move her friend out.
Oh my God. Sorry, that was a lot.
That was a lot.
I'm so sorry, OP, because that's a lot to go through. But also, the only answer that your sister should be giving you is absolutely, this is your house that you own, and I shouldn't be giving out any space to other people.
And this is like a time of need and kind of an emergency, honestly.
It is an emergency. OP does not have a place to live and literally owns a 4-acre house. That would be ridiculous. I think it is a little bit ridiculous that OP is expected to like rent an apartment, stay in a hotel while owning a house.
Yeah, this is weird. All right. But when I got there, the friend she'd told me about wasn't there. Instead, it was some college kids that my sister had been renting the apartment out to. She was making that money. She's renting it out.
That's not even legal. She legally can't rent out the apartment because she's not on the title.
Yikes. She'd also done updates in the house and rented some of those rooms out as apartments as well, which is why she wanted to put meters on the house. She was making over $3,000 a month on my family home, and I was still paying the taxes and trash. I told my sister she had no right to do anything like what she did, and if she didn't remove the unlawful tenants, I would take her to court as well. And that's now what I'm forced to do. I told her she and her kids could continue to live in the apartment above the garage for $75 a month, a steal. But she said she would rather be homeless.
What?
This woman who is in a 4-acre house said she would rather be thrown to the streets.
Oh my God. Well, she would be in the apartment or the garage, which is, it sounds
No, but
like...
she said she doesn't even want to go to the apartment garage. He's offering the apartment garage for $75 and she's saying I would rather be homeless.
This is literally ridiculous.
She cray.
She's crazy.
This red flag. What's with these sisters?
I don't know. Oh my God. Oh my God.
All right. My ex-boyfriend, who I'm still friends with, says I'm being an SS and I should just evict the college students and stay in the apartment. But after what she did to our family home, all the work my dad and I put in, she's not going to destroy it. I decided to leave to third floor apartments as they were because I may need a nurse at times to help when I have surgeries, as my neck and back are in pretty bad shape.
It sucks that OP has to deal with all of this while also going through like a, injury and trying to get better. Yeah, kick your sister out. Kick your sister out.
If my sister doesn't want the others for herself, I know a lot of guys in construction end up living in their trucks, so having company housing is a great move. The college kids were moved from the 3 apartments last week. I did have some money to help them find a better place in town. I'm not trying to be heartless here.
OP gave literally every other solution and the sister doesn't want to take it. So at this point, you can't do anything else.
Like, what is she doing with the $3,000 that she made?
Did she make $3,000 total or $3,000
per
like
month?
Monthly?
Yeah,
exactly.
Per month.
And she's been living there for a while. So this is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Definitely, I think that you've tried your best with your sister. At this point, she's a lost cause.
The eviction process for my sister is more complicated, but it was ruled she would have to leave. But because I just let her live there for free and it's been years, they're giving her more time. While I was still living in the hotel, my sister's boyfriend came over and asked me to reconsider because she doesn't work and he doesn't make enough money to provide the kind of life his kids are used to in my family's home.
Well, then maybe they shouldn't have been freaking like using OP.
Yeah.
To get money.
And why can't they use one of the apartments? I mean, it seems like he offered the apartment.
He offered $75.
I think he might have offered the one like above it or something.
Yes.
The garage
apartment. But that was already like, they've already established that's where he used to live and it's like nice and stuff. And also like the ex or the boyfriend saying, oh, we can't afford this. So you can't afford $75 a month?
Yeah.
That is the cheapest place you will find.
They can't afford something new, like finding their own place.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, the offer is already there for them to take the $75, so I don't know why they're making.
I mean, yeah, and OP even said I offered one for $75 a month, which I think is extremely reasonable considering they were charging $1,500 for the one above the garage. He said they could not afford that because the rental income was really how they were making any money. So they can't afford $75?
Get a job.
I then offered him a position in the company I'm building to help pay, and I was going to see if my sister wanted to manage a daycare for my employees also, as my workman's comp claim would be enough to build a small daycare center on the property, as well as fix the damages they had caused in the home, plus all of my startup costs. This guy is doing everything,
literally everything
for this family
you could possibly think of. OP is providing.
He's like
and
creating
trying.
a company, creating the jobs
He's
that
like,
they
I will
need.
give you a job. I will charge you $75 for rent. And they still are saying, they're still being ridiculous about this.
But with all of that, he still refused, saying I was being unfair and that the house was meant to go to my sister and she shouldn't have to pay to live in her own home or be forced to move to the apartment and pay for it. They have 3 kids. The home was 5 bedrooms with a fully finished basement and attic and my mom's sewing space. The attic was split into 2 tiny apartments. The garage fits 3 cars and there's the 2-bedroom apartment above it. There's also a hot tub and pool, both of which my sister had damaged.
I understand saying like 2 bedrooms is pretty small for 3 kids. However, they kind of caused this. They took advantage of OP, and OP is charging $75.
I'd take that in a heartbeat.
I would absolutely. If you can't afford that, you're not going to be able to afford anything close to like.
That's more than groceries.
Yeah, I'm like, you're probably going to be able to afford like $1,500 for a studio or something, depending on where you live. Like maybe $400 if you live in a cheap place, but like.
At the end of the day, I'm a little upset I was paying those bills while my sister was making money off the home. And I'm very upset I was lied to about the garage apartment, which was always intended to be mine. And I'm even more upset about the damage to the property. I will not let my sister just ruin what my family has built. The $70 a month is so she is an actual tenant and I will have rights. I'd let her keep living in the house, but the damage is so bad and I can't physically do it myself right now. So Reddit, what should I do? Am I being an a-hole?
You're being an angel, and your sister's in her family is taking advantage of you. And I think at this point, there's nothing else that you can do.
You've done everything.
You've done everything you could possibly think of.
Yeah, like you're an angel, actually. You're not an a-hole at all.
No,
What's the opposite of an a-hole?
an angel.
Like a mouth hole? Like the opposite direction?
Yes, correct. That's the Reddit lingo.
All right.
Kick her out.
Yep.
Yeah. You are going through too much right now in your life to have to also put her whole deal, stack that whole thing on top of your problems. Because, you don't deserve that.
Yeah. Take care of your health and take care of your mental health.
Yeah. Keep your peace. And if she's disturbing it, kick her out. She's gone. Because you're giving her the sweetest deal. And if she doesn't want to take a bite out of that, then she's gone. But that is the end of that story, correct?
It is.
My mom tried to force my sister and I to make up. I'm cutting both of them out of my life. The enemy of my enemy is my enemy. Get him out of here. So, background. I started dating my brother's best friend when I was 16. We were together until I graduated high school when he proposed and I rejected it. There was a lot of drama with my family asking me to reconsider because we could have a long engagement or make a promise to reconcile.
Wait, 16?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I had my first love.
Yeah. I graduated high school and then he proposed. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, that's how it goes.
It was like right as they graduated, basically.
So like 17, 18?
Yeah.
17, 18.
That's crazy.
Too much.
I guess that's like old school, like
It's old.
you're
school.
probably like all of our great grandfathers all got married at like 18.
Yeah, my grandpa.
It's great for them.
Your grandpa got married at 18?
Yeah, he had it. My grandma had a at 17. Yeah, I know. And then they had another one at 18, and then they had another one at 22.
Pumping them out. As they do.
Good old days.
Good old days. Now, my relationship with my brother, now 36, suffered for a while, but the one with my sister, 32, never recovered. She was sure my ex was the best fit for me and became unbearable when she started dating my ex's brother.
You cannot do better. You must marry this person.
You have to do it. High school is forever. My ex.
You peaked.
You peaked. My ex was invited everywhere by my siblings, even to some family holidays, but I didn't say anything since he was their friend too. That is, until my sister started to push for us to get back together.
Look, being biological sisters isn't enough. I want to be sister through marriage as well.
Right, yeah.
Double sister.
Double sistering. By the way, this comes from...
Double sistering. God dang.
This comes from Individual Diamond 606 on the BRU Updates subreddit. So, my sister did everything from trying to get us onto blind dates to making us share a room during the holidays that he was invited to. No matter the occasion, my ex was invited to it. After a while, I had had enough and I asked my parents to intervene. They were clear with my siblings and they stopped inviting my ex to things or allowing him to tag along as much. It was slightly better, but while my brother backed off, my sister didn't. It all came to a crash when I met my husband during a semester abroad. Well, you already knew him from high school. What are you doing?
Why are you going abroad, man?
Yeah. He was from another university, but the same country, and we just clicked. It was magical for me, and we got engaged after dating for just a year.
Dang, they go quick.
They go quick.
They go so quick.
They go
It
quick.
goes lesbians, people from the South that just turned 18, and then everyone's.
That's the pecking order. My family was very happy for me, except for my sister. She kept insisting that I was just in the honeymoon phase and I would grow out of it.
That's a wild thing to say as like you get married to someone. It's like, oh, like I just want to tell you I'm engaged. You're like, it's just a phase.
Right? Yeah, you'll
grow out of it.
What? I clearly didn't. And after many, can't express enough how many fights and attempts to reunite me with my ex, I simply let her know that if she pulled anything again, I will stop talking to
Is
her.
the ex down with all of this too?
Yeah, what is
The
he
ex
doing?
Good
complicit?
question. I mean, he does continue to show. I mean, he is friends with like the other siblings and other people involved, but like Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe he peaked.
Or is he like, dude, I don't want this either?
I kind of doubt it.
Yeah, I feel like he's on. Like, because then he's like, oh, like another blind date with this the same girl.
Right. I feel
like you would catch on.
He's still in it because then he would refuse. Like
Yeah.
they keep being able to set it up
Yeah.
because he's down for it. I feel like. What does she do after that warning? Makes me her maid of honor and then requests that I spend all my time with the bridal party, aka my ex, and sets one of her friends as my husband's date.
Wait, she's literally trying to break up their marriage and using her wedding as a chess move.
Yes, she's like, oh, your husband can walk my friend down the aisle. She's so cute. You guys have a lot.
Just like chooses her hottest friend.
Yeah. You'll have dinner and just like hold her arm in her hand all across the
If
aisle.
something happens, like
you'll just walk down the
It's
aisle
okay.
together.
It's
No
fine.
big
Yeah,
deal.
yeah.
We didn't
I
realize.
also put them in the same room,
We didn't.
and I turned the heat on all the way.
That's
Wait, where are the pheromones
So
for women?
the clothes go off.
What are the pheromones for women?
And
Okay, Diddy.
I spilled coffee all over his clothes.
Did you order a bulk delivery of baby oil too? God.
Can we order one of those Amazon giant lube gallons?
No, we can't be like Diddy.
Have you seen that?
No.
Hey, Riley, pull it up. Look up Amazon lube barrel.
Barrel? Oh my God. 55 gallons?
Water based. That's good. It's only
You guys want to?
$2,000.
$1,800.
What goals do I need to hit in order to get this?
Yeah, right. What's the new goal, guys? If we hit what is it?
Oh, we got some
What's-
pump too. Shit.
All right.
Video?
All right,
Oh my God.
here we go. All right, but John, tell me if I can't make it. If we hit a 10K stream,
Yeah.
we will buy a barrel of lube and do the lube stream where we're in a kiddie pool of lube.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
I'm down. And then we have to oil each other up.
Yeah, we need to use it at least for a purpose. Like that's at least a purpose.
Yeah,
we can't
yeah.
just buy it just to sit here.
Also, the cleanup on that would probably.
Oh my
Can
God.
we get this one?
Dude.
We can get a girl for Sam and some lube.
Oh my God, dude. It's his time.
Wait, why is this one 2,000?
Well, a little extra for the lady.
Yeah, dude. Don't be a
Come
bad tipper.
on.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Okay, anyways,
Oh, wow.
lube aside, we're getting back to this
Thumb
story.
saver?
Absolutely derailed.
What is that? Is that a massager?
Like a thumb saver.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
word.
Thumb saver.
Cool. I did not know those existed.
That's actually
nice.
a cool tool. Anyways. So we didn't realize until we were at the reception and the poor girl tried to make a pass at my husband. I guess she didn't know.
Or maybe she did.
Maybe.
Wait, sorry. The comments on this are hilarious.
What?
Didn't last long. Got it and ran out in a week. My boyfriend and I used this for a slip and slide, and now I'm pregnant. Diddy approved. Comes highly recommended that Diddy, Dirty Money himself.
Dirty Diddy.
And
God.
very good. Got it 3 weeks ago. Almost gone.
All right. That's the end of
Sorry, I
those
just had
comments.
to.
You're all it's perfect. So my sister said that since we are not married, it was okay to explore things with other people.
Oh my God.
I left the party, and the next day I spoke with my parents and brother and explained that while I won't make them choose, I will not talk to my sister ever again. And if they try to fix stuff between us, I will simply cut contact with them too. My mom was devastated and tried to negotiate, but my dad and brother said that they would respect my decision. And apart from 2 attempts from my mom, I haven't spoken, written, or done anything with my sister in the past 6 years.
That's a long
6
time.
years. A
That's
long time.
I mean, but she's continuously proven that she's not going to respect OP's boundaries. So
She gave her all the warnings. She had all the time in the world and just kept, if anything, just got worse.
yeah.
So what are you going to do? My sister's tried everything to reconcile with me, from gifts to tantrums, but I simply don't talk to her at all. If we were at a family event or a dinner, I simply act like she doesn't exist. At first, she made snarky comments or tried to create drama, but since nobody backed her up, she gave up. She did have a meltdown when she was informed that she was invited to my wedding, but would not be a part of the preparation. I mean, dude, for being no contact, an invite to the wedding is a huge W.
Yeah.
For you, if you're trying to be in contact.
Maybe that's like the opportunity to kind of re-engage.
Maybe. Yeah. That's like a test.
Yeah. It's like, all right, like if you go to this wedding and you don't try to like pull any crap, then maybe we're in good graces again.
Yeah. She hijacks the bachelor party and just is like, hey, just like whisk this guy away. I will literally pay you a salary to marry this guy away. God.
It's like a little finder's fee. It's like, what's it called when like headhunters get a placement fee?
I think it's a finder's fee.
Yeah, finder's fee. Yeah.
Gotta love it. My brother says he feels guilty for going along with it for so long, and his relationship with my ex has suffered since my ex. They still talk, but they are not that close anymore. The issue, my mom's birthday was a couple of weeks ago, and I finally announced that we were expecting our first. Should be a cause for celebration. Now, this is not the first grandchild in the family, but is the first granddaughter. Everybody was happy except my sister. My mom noted that and asked me for tea the other day. My sixth sense told me to not go, but I wanted to be positive. It's like, hey, you can explore as long as you haven't birthed the first child yet, So we're just moving the goalpost, right? The first thing I noticed when I arrived was my sister's car. Uh-oh. Then, as I entered the door, there she was, my sister, her husband, my ex, and my ex-mother-in-law.
Why are they always rolling as a squad?
This is the worst Power Rangers assembly you could possibly imagine.
I hate this.
I also like the ex's mom. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah, dude. Why are they all in on this? And also, it's like, give up.
Please
give up,
bro. 15 plus years later, I think she's 36.
This ain't The Notebook,
dude. Yeah. Those movies are not reality. Don't steal people's partners from them.
Well, I guess in The Notebook they did steal the.
Exactly. Don't do that. It's like the whole thesis of this show.
Yeah, but the thesis of The Notebook is cheating is good and it will lead to forever love.
Which is bad.
Except when they get dementia.
Oh my God. Anyways, so they wanted to have an intervention since my childish tactic has gone for so long. Childish tactic.
OP's childish tactic?
Apparently. My ex said that he was just trying to be romantic, but he understands that I just couldn't appreciate it. His mom said I was just hurting my sister for wanting the best for me, and she apologized already, so I need to forgive her. Ex's mom, you are like already...
You are irrelevant.
Already no one should be a part of this, but you are just like absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
what are we talking
dude,
about
you are
here?
so out of the circle. Like, please exist far, far away.
I was just sending texts to my family, dad, brother, and husband, and looking at my mom in disbelief. My brother-in-law had the cojones to tell me that I was a hurtful person and that I need to learn how to act like an adult since I'm having a baby now. Then my mom began reading a letter about how hurt she was that her daughters weren't close, how my sister was wrong, but she was well-intentioned, etc., etc. Mom is like, she's being...
I think she's like well-intentioned. Like she wants them to be happy together.
But it's just so blown through OPs.
Yeah.
It's just so far over the line that it doesn't.
It's like, hey, like I really want you to try this cake I made for you. It's really delicious. And then the person's like, oh, like I would love to, but I'm allergic to chocolate. And then the person's like, no, you're going to really like this. And then just forces the chocolate cake down that person's throat.
Correct.
And then you die.
And it's like,
I was just trying to help you enjoy this cake. And it's like, I don't want the cake.
And every person they've given to is like, oh, this is the best in the world, blah, blah, whatever. But they're still gone. They still went bye-bye. That's what we're dealing with, some poisonous chocolate cake, ladies and gentlemen. Then my sister read her letter and began crying and telling me basically another version of what the rest did. I said nothing to anybody, just sat there until my brother arrived. He was angry beyond anything I've ever seen before. He grabbed my stuff and told them all that he was really disappointed and disgusted. We went outside and sat in his car until my dad and husband arrived. By then, I was just sobbing and he just kept saying sorry. Oh, I am unsure what happened in there, but I sent everybody except mom an email with my lawyer's number and info attached and stated I do not wish to be contacted by any of them ever again. And if they do, I will call the police.
I mean, that's a strongly worded letter.
Strongly worded letter.
Communicates a message.
Right? Nobody has contacted me. I know from my dad that my mom and sister are hysterical. They told him they hope to repair things and for my sister to be in my baby's life, maybe possibly being a godmother.
Dude, you don't get promoted to godmother by being like a god level troll.
Correct.
You get kicked out of your sister's life. You get banished. You get put like straight into the depths of hell.
You're the devil mother.
You're the devil mother.
I can't let my kid anywhere near you.
Exactly.
Come on.
But I guess every kid needs a little devil and a little angel on their shoulder. So maybe they need both a godmother and a devil mother.
No. My dad is staying with my brother at the moment. They support me, but some others in the family don't. I've even had mutual friends call me since they are worried about my sister's well-being and ask me what happened since she is now going by the narrative that my husband is keeping me away from my family. I hate having my business in public, but I did go the public route and posted on where else?
Reddit.
Facebook.
Oh, Facebook.
Facebook is just like going. I feel like recently in these stories, it's having a resurgence.
I didn't realize how much people just dish their personal stuff.
Dude, that's crazy.
Like not anonymously, like publicly.
Yeah, dude.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude. It goes wild in the South.
It's like the strongest passive aggressive thing you could do because it's like not anonymous. It's clearly you, but.
Dude, quick story time. There was a lady that got mad at my dad, went on Facebook and like trashed him, and the comment sections were hilarious. But he did this weekend apologize to her. He saw her and was like, "Hey,
this is
I'm
recent?
sorry." Yeah. It happened like 2 weeks ago. She posted, or in June. And I told my dad about it. I can show you. Yeah.
That's so funny.
But then he like went up to her and apologized, which was sweet. I was like, "Good job, Dad."
I guess Facebook accomplished exactly what that woman wanted.
Yeah, there you go. She got what she wanted.
But he like does cash, and the lady was like asking for like credit card. He was in the wrong, but anyways, the comments were like, "Well, maybe you should have read the sign in the first place," and then other ones was like, "Bad man." So it was mixed.
I want to see this post.
Yeah, we need a poll.
We need a poll.
I want to read this post as a Reddit story.
You know what? Why not?
Hey,
at the end of this one, I got you.
There we go. Bonus. So I hate having my business in public, but I did go the public route and posted a long Facebook post about everything that had happened. Sister, brother-in-law, and ex are being dragged, which even if it wasn't 100% intended, I feel is deserved. Now, my mom has been inconsolable, which does make me feel bad, but not as bad as she made me feel with her little intervention. I agreed to have a talk with her a couple of days ago and laid the ground rules for any possible future interaction, including therapy, family therapy, clear boundaries, no sharing information about me with my sister, and separate holidays. Most important, if she ever pulls anything like this again, she will for sure be cut off. She feels this is all too much, but is willing to do it. She thought it meant immediate access to baby news and it's all solved. But I told her that this is a process and she needs to prove that she has improved. My dad and brother refuse to talk to my sister and they keep apologizing for not stopping it earlier. So now the dad and the brother are also no contact with the sister. So she's becoming isolated right now. Like everyone's leaving her.
Well, I mean, deservedly.
Kind of.
Yeah.
We've forgiven them since they were able to move on and grow. Now, my husband supports whatever I decide, but my mother-in-law is unsure cutting my mom's access to her granddaughter is the way to go, but says it's ultimately my decision. Yeah, because that would be crazy. Imagine like you're seeing your son's wife going through all this stuff and everyone trying to get him back. I feel like OP's husband has to step to this ex and be like, listen, buddy, never try this again.
Yeah.
Cause like,
or you're gonna get a knuckle sandwich.
This is crazy. You might be catching these hands, dude.
Mm-hmm. All right, John. So you and Naima.
Yes, here we go. Let's do it.
All right. You and Naima.
We're here.
And
yes.
Naima's sister is trying to set her up with an ex. What are you doing? And the ex is down, sister's down. What are you doing to both parties?
I feel like because like this other guy, I'm like, you know how I feel about these Notebook type movies. Listen,
dude,
I'm like,
I hate the Notebook type movies. I love them, but I'm like, this is teaching.
The premise is really bad.
It's teaching poor morals to our society.
Exactly. There's got to be a better angle. Forbidden love.
That is forbidden love,
but like a different forbidden love. A different
You're
forbidden
literally
love.
playing into it, John.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, I feel like because like is trickier with the sister because like that's someone that used to have your brother-in-law, sister-in-law. That is my wife's sister, but this other person, I'm like, yo, you're here just down to like steal my girl. No, you know what I mean? You have to be, I feel like, a lot more intentional with the sister, but with this other dude,
get him out.
No, gone. Be gone with you.
Yeah, I mean, he's nothing.
He's nothing.
He's nothing. I think like I don't know, like
dust in the wind.
Light him on fire a little bit.
Light him on fire a little bit.
Yeah.
Or literally,
literally light him on fire.
Yeah. Teach him a
Burn
lesson.
the witch.
Minopi says, closing it out here. So I am torn about what to do with my mom. And ladies and gentlemen, there's an update. There is a lot more to go.
Oh, God, why?
But
why?
Let's talk about this. So OP is now facing decision. Do I keep going with? Do I keep up my relationship with my mom?
And it's like, so context is basically sister keeps trying to force this relationship between OP and this ex-lover.
Yeah, she's the main one.
Right. And the mom is kind of co-opting it.
Yeah. She's playing both sides, basically.
Yeah. I think low contact, probably not no contact. But because if you're like, I don't think you can go no contact if you're going to maintain a relationship with your father and your other siblings.
It would be very,
it would be impossible. So you have to go low contact, but you can just kind of say like, hey, like I really don't want to spend time with you until you can respect this boundary, and you haven't respected it. And so until you're ready to respect that, like this is going to be the nature of a relationship.
I almost feel like and this is basically, I think she did a great job laying out like all the things she had to do and like, hey, this is going to be a process. But like, I feel like she could say it could be years before. And she also, remember, has the grandbaby coming on the way. So she's got...
use that as emotional leverage and manipulation. That's what children are for, John says.
Exactly.
These ugly babies you can use as pawns in your emotional schemes.
They're ugly. You might as well use them for leverage. But yeah,
John, 2024.
That's why I said
vote for me for Senate.
Here we go. I will ban all the ugly babies. Yeah, I think that she needs to maybe say like this could be years before you could do something like taking the granddaughter out on like a granny granddaughter day type things.
Yeah.
What?
What?
I'm reading Kimberly Fine's chat message.
That is old. I mean, that is weird.
What does that mean? Riley, don't click it.
Anyways, we're gonna keep it going here into this next edit. So
okay. She's quoting The Notebook. Shenanigans saying, well, you want a raw dog in a home build because they did it in like a home that they just built.
I see.
And then raw dog and decades old love in an art studio. And then no, Kimberly, I get you.
That makes a lot more sense now.
Do I want to? No.
On to the edit. So, as an edit, I wanted to post, but I couldn't. I want to thank you all for the amount of support and advice so far. I want to give a little more info that is in my comments since there are too many for me to answer them all individually. So, my ex and I broke up when I was 18. He is 37 now, okay? This is a long time removed.
Older man.
Older man.
Not an old man, an older man.
The reason for our breakup was that I didn't want to get married or engaged. My sister's insistence comes from the fixation of wanting the both of us to marry brothers and being best friends.
Oh.
Oh.
So she has like this plan in mind.
Yeah.
Of like this perfect little family dynamic. And she is so sold on that plan that she can't imagine anything other.
This is just like this, Barbie doll world where it's like, hey, you married the brother, I married the brother. It's so fun. We're doing all this. And it's like, how do you think you're building this like amazing bond and friendship with this?
Yeah. You realize you're destroying the bond by trying to have this like fairy tale, like brother on brother action.
Complete insanity. My mom has always been so nice to my husband, but I'm beginning to think that it was all a facade, which makes me very sad. My ex has been with people since the breakup. He also has 2 kids with an ex, but he's never been married. My sister says that it is a very romantic thing to do since he has only ever wanted to marry me.
Dude, this ain't The Notebook.
Dude.
I wrote you for 7 years in the rain.
I promised I wouldn't marry anyone but you. God.
Dude, I think it's just that you got no game.
Yes.
That's really what it is.
My man definitely peaked in high school.
Yeah, man peaked in high school.
He's
and couldn't get anything.
still doing all of these like crazy cartoonish things to try to win over the girl from high school. My God. I should also mention his obsessive behavior is not only with me. I know from the grapevine he was very similar with the mother of his children, but now he's refocusing on me because my sister is encouraging it since she needs his help on getting back.
He didn't marry, but he has children?
He has 2 children, but didn't marry either of them.
Bro, that doesn't even mean anything.
You know what it means
if
to
you're
the sister.
celibate for all that time, then talk to me.
Well, you know what the sister's saying? She's like, he never married them because you were the one he was meant to marry.
Bro, it's easy not to marry people.
It's
super. It's hard to marry someone.
Correct.
He's just taking the path of least resistance.
Literally.
If he was like a monk and he's like, I was celibate for like 17 years, then I would be like, damn, respect.
And it's only for you. Or
and
not
it's
even,
only for you.
Not even a monk. He lives in regular society, but it's like, I did not give in to temptation because I didn't want anyone else.
Yeah. You know what? It's creepy, but I might have respect for that.
There's heterosexual. There's homosexual. I'm eusexual.
Yeah. Ooh.
Come on now.
Things John says to Naima.
Correct. I know from the grapevine he was very similar with the mother of his children, but now you're focusing on me because my sister is encouraging it since she needs his help on getting back into my good graces so she can be a good aunt. My brother did start to cut him off when I told my parents I was very uncomfortable with my ex around all the time. I was living away for college, but would visit my family during the breaks. He also made a very big effort to make my husband feel welcome, which deteriorated his relationship with my ex even more because he felt betrayed by my brother. I think saying like the brother he was also made a very big effort to make my husband feel welcome, which deteriorated the relationship. I guess the brother was making the ex feel comfortable, which deteriorated the relationship there. But nowadays, my husband is one of my brother's closest friends, and he only speaks with my ex when it's about our nephew, the sister's son, or not to be rude. Both of my parents seem to be supportive of me not wanting to be around my ex so much, but I guess only my dad was in agreement. On the day of the tea party, my mom told him that she was making me my favorite tea and sweets, but he couldn't stay since we would have quality time together. My dad left to go hang with my uncle since he thought it would be a nice sentiment for my mom. He is very pissed off. So she got the dad out of the house for the whole intervention. My husband tried very hard with my sister when they met, but now he just ignores her and believes she's mentally unwell.
Dude, that's what I was thinking, like having this like vision in your head of what the perfect sister relationship would be. Like, I think being so fixated on that feels like you got a screw loose.
There's something going on there, and yeah, it's like see a mental health professional for this. Like, I wonder if anyone has said something.
Yeah, you crazy.
She probably wouldn't take it well, but like it's.
I mean, she's not taking anything well.
Yeah,
so you might as well tell her the truth.
Yeah. We don't know if she is or not mentally unwell, that is. Still, there is no excuse for how she behaves.
Agreed. Mental illness is not an excuse. It is a path towards understanding how to get better.
They invited the ex and his mom because they thought it would be good for me to face the root of my issues with my sister, or at least that is their official version. Also, we are not Indian, not really religious. My husband and I are from the same race. Again, this is answering like a bunch of questions in the comments. There is also no wealth disparity between my ex and my husband. If there is, it would be in my favor to my husband, meaning Opie got that bread.
Let's go.
She need no
that
man.
Baguette.
Lastly, my sister-in-laws, my brother's wife, and my husband's sisters are enraged about the situation. My husband and his sisters will be talking with their mom about her comment. My brother and his wife are considering going no contact with my mom permanently. Wow. So even her brother and sister-in-law.
How are you going to go no contact with your mom and be in contact with your dad? I don't get that.
I mean, I could see a way. It's not perfect, but basically,
like low contact. It's not no contact.
Yeah, I mean, it's like maybe virtually no contact, because you could like OP, for instance, she ignored her sister at the family gatherings and stuff like that. I don't know, but in the meanwhile, they will not allow her to see my nephews for a bit. The more I read, the more I think I might have to go no contact with my mom for the sake of my kid. My husband is still heartbroken to think all their interactions were faked, but says he is even more enraged she made me cry and doubt that I was a good person. I realize there are still countless conversations to be had with my family about my mom, but I will be definitely going for a restraining order against my sister and the ex. And there is another update right after that.
Oh,
Listen,
my God.
we got a thick one.
My goodness. The updates don't stop.
I'm going to ask you the same question. No contact with mom.
I mean, I still stand by the low contact thing that we said earlier. Like, I don't know. And it's more of just like a out of logistics. Like, I don't know how you're going to be no contact with your mom and have any kind of contact with your dad.
Anytime she's like, if you're on FaceTime, she comes in the background, you're at the dad's house. No, not even nope. You just walk away. Like every time you come in, I just walk away.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that would hurt your relationship with your dad.
It would be inconvenient, but it's possible. It can be done.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth it.
Would you try to convince your brother and your sister-in-law to not cut off the mom, because they're thinking of going no contact themselves?
To not cut off?
Yeah, because the brother and the sister-in-law basically in like solidarity and being like, yo, this is so effed up. They're like, yo, we're gonna go no contact with mom, is what they're thinking of doing right now. Would you like, yo, you don't need to do all that?
I mean, you don't need to do that for me.
Yeah.
But if you want to do it for your own reasons, then you can.
Yeah. Would you basically?
I wouldn't demand anyone.
Not demand it, but would you go out of your way to at least say like, hey, just so you know, like you don't have to do this for me?
Yeah, I would probably.
I think that's
just to communicate that. But
yeah, big decision.
Yeah, it's hard going no contact with. It's hard going no contact with half of a relationship.
Yeah,
it's pretty hard.
Yeah.
And then especially if that relationship is your mom and your dad, parents.
Probably the hardest one.
Yeah.
Probably the hardest one. Well, the proper semi-update. So the state of my family so far. I had a conversation with my mother. She insists that she knew best. I am a bad person and she will be getting grandparents' rights or even custody. So now mom's flipped and is like on the offense. She's like, I'm going to sue for grandparent rights.
I don't think that is a thing. Is that a thing? No, that's not a thing.
Maybe I think it might be a thing for like if the parents aren't involved and they're getting like adopted and like that kind of thing. I think it is a thing, but not the way that she's
saying
it. I don't care what she says, but I'm still panicked. So we sent her a letter about it. My dad moved out definitely. Wow. He told her that he could not co-sign on her terrorizing his kid. My brother and his wife have also fully decided to go no contact.
Wow. Okay. I guess that takes care of it being hard to go no contact.
See?
Wow.
There it is.
Just kind of resolve themselves.
I know it seems very sudden, but I think I undertold the level of despair I had after the intervention. My husband told them afterwards they had to think very well about what they had appreciated and to be kind and receptive to everything, but would not raise a kid in a toxic environment. Reason 3,271,637 why I love my husband. Cute. My husband is very heartbroken with my mom and her fakeness. He says that she will never get anything from him. That is as far as revenge goes here. My husband and sisters talked to my mother-in-law about her comment and made her understand why it was very out of pocket. As many of you assumed, she is a very loving mom from a very loving family. So I think she was just like, she just hated to see the mother-daughter bond be severed, had the empathy. My dad and brother kept apologizing for any role they played in this. My dad can't believe that it went to this point. He says it is still surreal for him. Regardless, they support me no matter what, and they say that they are willing to help me fight whatever ridiculous fight my mom and my sister put up. There's an update 8 days later.
Oh my God, this is the story that just keeps going.
It's happening. There's more.
It keeps crushing me.
What do we think? So basically, I think where all signs are pointing to, mom went from like, oh, forgive me, I'm so sorry, to now is like, I'm suing you for grandparental rights and I'm gonna fight this out. Do we have any conspiracy theories on what mom and sister are gonna cook up next? Are they cooking something up next?
I have no idea, but I have a feeling it's gonna have to do with the ex.
Yeah, dude.
He puts a mustache on and is like, I want you to reveal as new eligible bachelor, or they dress him exactly as Opie's husband.
They just give him a full makeover to look exactly like the husband.
Oh, this is, I don't know where your husband went. He's right here. And then like they've just like trapped a real husband in a basement or something.
He's just like the great value brand version of Opie's husband. Dude. Well, gentlemen, let's get into it.
Oh my gosh. Another one.
8 or 9 days later, update number 2. Opie says final update. Will it be? You're going to have to stick around to find out. Or I hope it is, Opie says. I want to thank the lovely messages and encouraging words that I got. I decided to post it here so it won't be deleted like the original was. Things are great and horrible at the same time, but I am trying to remain positive about everything. My brother and his wife sat my nephews down and explained that grandma was ill and tried to hurt Auntie Diamond and the little cousin. They explained grandma would not be a part of their lives anymore, but that doesn't mean that she doesn't love them. It was really hard, but the kids are smart. They were also told that the other aunt is no longer in their life, but they don't care because they just like her.
Okay, I win.
She's probably a terrible
aunt.
Yeah, you know, not because of me alone, simply because she is not exactly great with them either. My mom lost it when she was informed and started claiming that she had rights and she will get to see her grandchildren.
She does. There's no such thing as grandchild parental rights.
Conspiracy theory? I am predicting a kidnap.
Which does happen.
It has happened. We have seen it.
We have seen it
multiple times on the show. Multiple times.
I'm giving it. If I was to say right now, I'm going to say if I'm a betting man, I'm betting against you. Actually, I don't think she's going to do it.
Oh,
because and
what's your percentage?
And the reason is not because she wouldn't try, but I think that OP is going to be putting their kids on lock because the mother's so unstable.
You forget there are many grandchildren to steal. There's her sister's kids. There's her kids.
That's
true.
There's a lot.
Maybe more buns in the oven. We don't know.
God, stealing it right out of the oven.
Right. Exactly. She's like,
she puts on a doctor mask. And
exactly.
Like,
it's a boy, and it's mine.
Yeah, dude. Freaking like.
Gotta love it. So my dad is looking for a permanent place, but will stay with us until January, but mainly due to my brother's mother-in-law coming to visit and us having the space. He is really sad. He's called divorce lawyers already, moved bank stuff, etc., etc., all the divorce things. He's been getting countless emails, messages, and calls from my mom, but he just doesn't reply to anything. The lawyer told him not to block her right now. He considered maybe forgiving her, but I got a huge spike on my blood pressure a couple of days after my last post here because she decided to come to my place with my sister. Double whammy. Double whammy.
Not again.
She's relentless.
Why does this keep happening?
My sister had never been to my home. My mom knew I didn't want her there, but I guess that doesn't matter anymore. The cleaning lady let them in since she knows my mom, and I haven't had the time to inform her that she was not allowed to come in anymore. I was just coming home from some errands, and I saw the car. This time, I didn't get in. I called all of my relatives, and my sister-in-law, my husband's sister, was the one closer to me. She confronted them and told them that they either leave or I called the police on them for trespassing.
Dude,
I want them arrested so bad. I want them arrested so bad.
I want them in chains.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Locked to the cellar door.
From in the dungeons.
What's that one Edgar Allan Poe thing where he like puts them in the wall and then puts up
the heartbeat, the telltale.
It's
the heart telltale.
It's the one where he gives him a glass of wine and then he like locks him in the wine cellar and then builds the wall and then he's like stuck in the wall.
The telltale heart.
Is that the telltale heart?
It's the telltale heart because his heart gets bigger and he's like at the end he's like I did it, and no one's like I didn't hear anything. What are you talking about? He can hear the, and it's just in his head because the guy's already dead. He can't do that.
Is it that one? I don't know if it's that one.
It's that one. It's that one.
I remember.
Haven't seen it.
It's
you read it. John.
No. I haven't seen it.
Well,
I haven't seen it. We're getting back to
John,
the story.
I can't read Fry.
Oh man, I can finally get rid of my name.
They left. Take the crown from you. They left and I started feeling bad. We went to the doctor and they told me all the excitement was not good and I needed to start relaxing or it would hurt the baby.
Cast of Amontillado. That's it. Cast. Yeah, sorry.
What?
That's the one you were thinking of?
That's the one I was thinking of.
But he did another one where he put the guy on the floors.
Yeah, this was the wall.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway.
I haven't seen it. My dad went home with my brother, uncle, and my husband and took every single thing he could think of. My husband says that my sister was there too, and she kept screaming at him and that he destroyed her family. My dad told my mom and sister they almost the baby, and he also doesn't want to talk to any of them again because I think OP was saying literally her blood pressure spiked, which makes perfect sense. Earlier today, we recorded an episode where OP found out his kids are not his and
then
literally
had
had a
heart attack. Yeah.
It happens, people. My sister kept sending messages to my brother begging for help, but it's not happening. I am devastated and very sad for my nephew since he is losing so much of his family because his mother has some wacky ideas, but it is what it is. As for the custody and the grandparents' rights, the old grandparents' rights we're talking about, my mom wants to throw around so much. My lawyer sent her a letter stating that she caused harm to my health and the baby, and if she keeps harassing me, it will become an official legal matter because probably it's like, hey, I told you not to come. It's documented. You came. Here's my blood pressure reports. Got him.
And then is that like attempted murder?
That would be awesome.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Do it. As in like sewer or lock her up for that. Not her die.
Lock her up.
Lock her up. Lock up Granny and the sister. But my brother also sent her a letter using her harassing of me. Both my mom and sister have refused to go to therapy. They might be mentally ill, but with all of this coming to light, it is obvious that they have been in agreement for a long time. I will focus on spending my holidays with my family, the good family, being healthy, and going to therapy.
Okay, this ends well.
You think it's all over? No, there's another update 3 months later. And keep in mind, 3 months later, OP is still pregnant with a baby at this point. Is this as or after the baby's delivered? That's the question.
Dude, I can't have this happen again. It's not like if the sister and the mother come again and the freaking ex is there, I'm going to lose my shit. I'm going to lose it. I'm gonna lose it. I'm losing it.
I'm gonna be honest with you. At the beginning of this update we just read, I had the conspiracy of the grandma kidnapping, but I was like, I don't know.
But now you're like, it's gonna happen.
I believe a lot more now that is gonna happen because she's just like going for it. That's like her Hail Mary.
Dude, I hate when people go crazy after like it's like, oh, like they're so normal, blah 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 blah, and then all of a sudden just someone snaps and it just implodes in family. Like that scares me.
And it seems like the mom, like at first the mom was like all sob stories, like, oh, I'm so sad that my daughters have a relationship, da da da, and then it just like hit this tipping point and she snapped. She's like, I'm gonna sue for the
dude. That's how it happens. I feel like
everything.
That's how it happens. It's just like, you know, it can. Someone can snap and then bam, family imploded.
And it's almost scarier because it's like the sister showed her true colors the whole time, but the mom, you didn't even know. Scary stuff. But let's scare ourselves more by getting into this next update.
Oh God, spooky.
3
it's
months
spooky.
later. Hi, I've received some requests for an update and had a little time, so I decided it could be a good fit. I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart from your comments, messages, and well, every piece of advice because I feel like we owe you for being even more paranoid than we were being. Remember my conspiracy theory?
No!
A couple people
No! I don't want you to be right. This is
A couple people asked me what method we use to know the gender of the baby. I announced it after 20 weeks. The reason for waiting so long is we have experienced a loss in the past, which we were prepared to announce when it happened, and we wanted to be sure and have a safety of the feeling about the announcement. Also, we were naive enough to think that it would be special for my mom. And you were right. After posting, I handed it to my husband, and he read your messages, comments, and advice for several days. We swiped the house and thankfully found nothing, but felt extremely unsafe. So we went to a hotel with my dad. I'm guessing, like implying, like, is there like a baby monitor, like cameras, like in the house?
You
like,
felt extremely unsafe because someone's gonna steal your kid?
Maybe it's just like we're checking the house to make sure there's not any cameras or something along those lines. But then we realized there was a tracker on my fur baby's vest. The pet's vest has a tracker on it.
So you could always see where the whole family was.
That's so smart.
He is a
Riley's like, I'm gonna try that.
He's like, He's a very small dog and gets cold a lot, so he has a funny vest. Never in a million years would I have thought of looking there. That is such an evil genius. That like shows how demented she is, honestly, how sick and twisted. But we discovered the tracker when my dad walked him around the hotel area, and my sister came and asked about me and reconciliation. That she pulled up to the hotel because of the tracker and the evil sister. I'll say the evil sister now. That's easier. The evil sister pulls up and she's like, blah, 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 like, why don't you? How does she know where the hotel was? They ran away from the house. It was like a last second decision. The tracker did. The tracker. I was really upset, so we decided to move. Thankfully, we can afford it. We are renting at the moment, and also
like move.
I mean, they're stalking you, like legit.
Oh my god.
Man.
We need more legal action now. We need more legal action.
you need a restraining order.
The dog needs to press charges.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I feel like OP is like, all right, thankfully we have the money, and like it seems like kind of upbeat about the move, but like I don't think they like to move it.
No, bring down the hammers. We are renting at the moment and also renting out our place, so it's not just empty. I used to love that house, but now I feel it's ruined and tainted somehow. Sadly, my parents' house feels the same, and not only for me. We all, my brother, my husband, dad, and sister-in-law, even my husband's family, changed our numbers, got new electronics, and notified our...
That's crazy, the steps that you have to take.
Insane.
Doesn't that...
Because it
like... scares me that someone could just like all of a sudden start stalking you, and like there's not a ton you can do.
Because like it's already crazy, like a random stalker.
I guess you could like Home Alone them.
This is true.
A wacky series of events, and they're like, oh shucks, we didn't do it this time, guys.
Yeah, you just lure them into your house and like beat them over the head with a bowling ball that fell from a staircase.
They would just die.
Yeah. Home Alone is unrealistic because those guys would get murdered by a series of traps.
But like it's like random stalker, someone who is literally grew up with you.
Yeah.
Like they have so much more power and knowledge.
Which would you rather?
Oh, easily the random.
But like high tech random stalker. Yeah. Okay. Would you rather have a high tech random stalker or a family member stalking you? High tech random stalker can know where you live because they can hack into your stuff and has like all of the spyware.
Maybe I'll take the dumb family.
Yeah. It's like, would you rather be like murdered by someone you know or someone you don't? You know, it's like kind of same vibe. I think someone I know.
Nah, screw that.
I think it's scarier. It's scarier when it's someone you don't know.
To me, I'm like, dude, you betrayed the trust.
Well, yeah.
And
I'm
like
with the lore,
your dying breath.
You know, I'm like, you betrayed me.
Yeah, but it's like usually you wouldn't see it coming. You know, with your.
But it would hurt so much more.
It would hurt more in the final moments. But like, all right, like someone breaks into your house, they're chasing you. Like that's scary. Like for like a solid 20 minutes until they kill you. Your friend, it's like that stabs you in the back. It's like you're chilling, and then all of a sudden you're like, what? You're like almost like confused. And so I feel like you're not so much scared. You're like, all right, when Caesar got stabbed in the back by Brutus, he wasn't like, oh my God, I'm so scared of you, Brutus. He was like, oh, wait, what? You too?
Everyone vote.
You too? Et tu, Brute? He's like confused, you know?
We're going to vote in the poll, and we're also getting back to the story here, but we will read out the results. So we all changed our numbers, got new electronics, notified our employers, friends, and the police. We all started therapy and family therapy. My dad and brother feel extreme guilt over the situation, even if I have truly forgiven them, but we are healing as a unit. My sister and mom insist that they are not wrong and that they don't need therapy. My dad made a new will in which my evil sister's son gets a trust fund and some inheritance, but my evil sister gets a token amount. He is truly done with her. So virtually nothing in comparison. I was feeling bad for her, but I decided to focus my energy on my baby. She is here and we are blessed. Hooray! Woo! It is not the experience I thought of since my mom is not around with me anymore, but so many of my friends and family members have truly surprised us. By the end, we were so paranoid, we started testing some people we were unsure of telling them that I was going into labor. Dude, it works like a charm. We discovered who is still feeding info to my mom and sister and cut them out.
Who's the mole?
Dude.
Who's the rat?
That's...
Give it to me.
Genius.
Let me know.
But also so sad.
What, that someone's a rat?
Well, they literally had to leak this fake information to realize.
Really smart. Yeah, really smart.
Right?
That's what they do in like political campaigns and stuff and like the mob.
Yeah, and rap battles.
And rap battles. Oh, that is true. They do that in rap battles.
Time, dude.
Yeah.
The rest understood when we explained the reasoning. Yeah, we cut out all the people that we realized were feeding information to mom and sister. The rest understood when we explained the reasoning. My ex, who my friends now call Bates, went around saying the baby was his because we've been having a torrid affair due to my undying love for him.
Dude, he is desperate.
Let's sue him too.
He
sue for libel
is
and
desperate.
whatever else we got.
Oh, God.
Nobody
Get over it.
Right?
Dude,
God.
imagine being so obsessed that you can't move on for like years. For years.
Almost 20.
20 years. I will say, man is committed. Man is committed. And in a world of people who are like, hookup culture and no one can commit, this man can commit.
That's the kind of commitment Sam wants, guys.
Yeah.
We live in a
Stalk
society.
me for 20 years.
Put your applications in here.
Yeah, if you're not stalking me for 20 years, you don't love me.
Yeah.
Please don't stalk me. That was a joke. That was a joke. And if you really loved me, you would know that.
Exactly. You failed the test. Now, nobody believes him anymore, but it made my husband contact Bates' employer and tell him about all the craziness. I kind of like that. It's gone too far. Long story short, he was put on suspension pending internal reviews. I am still positive he will be fired since they have asked us for more and more info, and they seem really apologetic. My mom has tried to find us, but all the people that know of our location have gone no contact with her. My dad's lawyer sent her a letter stating that due to her instability, all correspondence will be through lawyers now. It has been us and my dad because I felt so bad for him being alone. He has promised he will be fine and nothing is my fault, but I still feel awful. He has been the best babysitter, feeder, and diaper changer in the universe.
Damn, that's all he is?
That's
Diaper
it.
changer.
He's just a bottle to stick in my kid's mouth. I said what I said. My nephews are loving as always. And my dad even got a visit with my sister's son. It came about because she kept making videos threatening to hurt herself if my husband didn't stop alienating her family. So my dad emailing her about seeing her son and told her that he would call the police about her threats. So that seems to have stopped it. Lastly, someone brought up that I gave Bates false hope. It couldn't be further from the truth. I spent years uncomfortable because I thought we had moved on. Then after I spoke up and then met my husband, I spent such a long time fighting my sister about it. I had a very long engagement, which is why I married after my sister. I still love my mom and my sister, but I chose a healthy life for me and my family over that love. A poetic way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
I have discovered a lot of loyalty, love, and compassion through this whole thing. As strange as it may seem, I feel lucky that it all exploded. Hopefully, it is not too much of a ramble, but hugs from me, and you think we're done.
Oh my
but there's
God.
yet another one 2 months later.
We need to give a TLDR for everyone who just, Heather Nicole says she needs a TLDR. So
Absolutely.
Let's give it to her.
2 more updates.
After this?
Like this one and another one.
How long is this story?
6 big ones.
Long. Okay, quick TLDR.
Is this, wait, what episode are we on right now?
4. We got one more after this.
We're in it, baby. So
We're in the thick of it.
OP's sister is crazy. OP's mom is crazy. Initially, the sister was trying to get her to marry her high school ex because she's married to the high school ex's brother. So they'd be like 2 sisters married to 2 brothers. She has this crazy delusional fantasy. We at first thought the mom was like kind of on OP's side. Turns out the mom was really on the sister side the whole time. It was just like playing both angles. Now, basically everyone's cut off evil mom and evil sister. The dad divorced the mom. Everyone's going no contact. They're just on an island.
And now they're stalking OP.
They put a tracker on OP's dog. It's basically they still haven't stopped. They still haven't relented after all this, which means there might still be a lot more they might go have some more gas in the tank for their insanity, their crazy tanks.
The crazy tank never stops.
It really doesn't. So we're going to find out just how much gas.
So let's
they got
buckle in, boyos and girlos.
Let's go. So 2 months later, a quick TLDR. I'm happy to report we all live, well, and living in a new house, and the baby is thriving. And my ex, Bates, was fired. Heck yeah. Love to hear that. But here's a longer version. We officially moved into a new house. My dad moving into the guest house. Low-key flex, but okay. We had many discussions both in and outside of therapy, and we decided that while it would be good for him to be with us, we all still need our space. We are still renting out the old place, but we will decide to do what to do with that later. My dad has the grandchildren all together about 3 times a week now. He still has to see my evil sister's kid separately since she refused to let him take the kid unless she knew where he lived, which, to be fair, is a normal thing, but considering she is crazy, we don't want her close.
Fair.
My mom complained to the lawyers about how unfair it is that my dad still gets to see all the grandchildren, but there's nothing she can do about it. Maybe by not being a maniac.
Yeah, it's not unfair. He acted like a civilized human. You, good madam, did not.
Correct. About a month ago, my dad told me that he had a confession and my stomach started hurting.
No, OP doesn't need any more confessions. OP needs to be lied to and told good bedtime stories and given a massage.
But maybe she's so resilient, you know. It's just,
dude, one woman can only take so much.
No pain, no gains. But Opie says, dear reader, he pays for my nephew, the evil sister's kids, schooling and babysitting, which is why she still allows him to see him. He felt so guilty for hiding it and didn't want to keep secrets. I assured him it was nothing wrong at all and to please don't feel bad. Because it's like the kid didn't do anything. He's helping support the kid who is innocent. Innocent kid. And I'm glad Opie sees that too. But on Mother's Day, my dad got an email with a link to an Instagram account in which they made a sad video about my mom and how most of her family has abandoned her and how much of a saint my sister is for being there with her.
Dude, I hate this political campaign.
Starting a content series.
Arms of an angel. It's like that music's playing and it's like, my mom has been so brutally ignored and she has done nothing but love and support. In fact, she is one of the best matchmakers on this side of town. And if you're looking to date this wonderful ex of my daughter, call 1-800-I-WANT-THAT-EX now.
Great ad. It was really pathetic and enraged me, but I just sent it to my lawyer.
Who's editing this video of them? And also, I want to see it.
Right? Dad officially filed for divorce in May, but the process is still ongoing. My mom insists that he is wrong, but my dad said he would rather drink bleach than go back to her. So I think it's final.
Wow.
Dang,
That's pretty bold.
Putting his foot down.
Are you serious?
My brother and husband took my dad out for the Father's Day, and they had a blast. My sister posted many, many things that day, but they managed to block my dad from even learning about it because they wanted him to enjoy the day. He freaking deserves it. They also did a camping trip with the kids, aka went to a hotel, got a suite, and put a tent in the middle area for the kids and a little teepee for the baby. Honestly, having a baby is one of the best things that has ever happened to me, and seeing my husband being the amazing father I knew he would be makes me so happy. It is tiring, but we have so much support. I feel grateful beyond anything because I have my rocks on my side. My sister-in-laws and I are now get to have a little calendar on sharing things that all the kids get to do, things that are all age appropriate, and if they want to, we want to let them all know they do not need to hang out with people they dislike and their voices matter. Right now, they are all obsessed with baby and say that they are her protectors. Adorable. And we get little get-togethers, brunch, etc., etc. They have a great time. Honestly, having family time is now such a pleasure and not a headache without my evil sister there. I know it's wrong to say, but she just sucks the positivity out of the room. I don't think that's wrong to say at all. I think that's saying it
I think that
lightly.
is literally what's happening.
Yeah.
She's like a dementor.
It's straight up. Soul sucker. Not the good kind. My mother-in-law loves having time with the baby and stays in the guest room about once a week. She asked politely and said she didn't want to take baby for sleepovers or anything. I feel respected and heard by her, and yes, have broken down sometimes because I miss my mom a lot. I miss the mom I had, or I thought I had, not the one that told me I would be a terrible mother or was a hateful woman.
Fun.
Love it.
Love that.
Just kidding. My therapist said it's a marathon and to focus on the good. Speaking about the good, the ex Bates, he was terminated, fired. Not only that, but his reputation in his industry was not only damaged, but nuclear level damaged.
Really? What happened? Did it get out what he was doing?
Sounds like it. I mean, if his reputation is damaged in the entire industry, what else would it be? So was his brother's. But because brother-in-law, not in an industry that cares as much about reputation, he still has his job as far as I know. I wonder what these niche industries are.
Yeah. Maybe it's like kung fu and like
lawn mowing.
Fu?
Yeah, like it's like
I was thinking like spicy fans or something.
I was thinking more like martial arts. Like Bates is probably like a master of something.
Oh,
like Master Bates.
Why did I was so close to not falling into the trap, and just right before the punchline, I fell right in. I slipped.
The puns.
Oh,
I had to. It was so low. It was so low hanging. I just had to pick it up.
Well, Bates sent me a 12-page, double-sided, seamed single-space letter about how hurt he is that I am denying him what's his. And my husband is so threatened by him that he had to go and destroy him professionally because he would not be able to destroy anything else. Just get a girl, dude.
Yeah.
Literally just...
Or honestly, just do what you're the master of and go into a corner and just like be by yourself.
And bait it out.
Bait it out.
Oh, God. Hey, there's one girl who always loved you, Jill. I said that once with me, Riley, and Sophia, and she never understood. And it was so great. It was so funny. Anyways.
Sophia.
So
my
innocent.
Sweet cherub.
So I said seemed because I didn't read it. My lawyer did and gave me a summary. I also heard from the grapevine, no, I don't ask people. They just tell me, since they know he is stalking me, that the mother of his children moved away and he didn't even care and said it was for the best. Dude, what a stand-up guy. This man doesn't even care about his kids, wants to play family with baby and me. Sadly, he won't be homeless or anything because mommy already let him move back in with her, so I doubt he will learn anything from this. Not the flashiest of updates, but it is what it is, and my husband burnt or donated every single item given to him by my mom or my parents with my dad's blessing. He says life is too short to give her space in his life, even if it's just memories. And ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching not just our final update, but an update that comes from 2 years later from where we just left off.
It's crazy, dude.
Real quick thoughts before diving into our final update, Mr. Donner.
This is the story that never ends.
It's pretty long, too.
This is the story that never ends. It's like I'm having trouble listening to it because it's so painful. I can only imagine living it.
Bro.
Like this would suck.
Unimaginable.
OP, I am so sorry.
I will say, at least, like, it almost seems like her support network grew and supported her even harder because of what she was going through. Now it's like all of the kids, let's say they have like a shared calendar, all the kids are enjoying. So there is this great silver lining, but my God, what they had to do to get that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's see if my conspiracy theory comes true. If grandma does a little kidnapping. 2 years later. Update number 5. Hi, Reddit. Long time no see. You don't say. I have some updates for you, but first, I want to thank you all for your comments and messages. Every time I log into this account, I'm bombarded by mostly positive things, and I appreciate it a lot. I am unsure if anybody will read this, but for those who want updates, they are mainly good ones. With that out of the way, let's get into it. My parents are divorced now after many fights and tantrums from my mother. She
Yeah.
She kept the house and got a bulk payment, but that is it. I mean, it sounds like a lot, but hey. My dad is like a new man, and we are all so happy for him. A little throwback. When all the drama happened, we did not fire our cleaning lady. This is a woman that has been helping my husband's family for decades, and I was very stressed about her being out of work because of what my crazy family did. Also, we are not slobs, and she is not polishing floors on her knees or anything like that. In any case, my dad spoke with her and told her that she was on paid vacation, and until we had a new house, to please wait for us if she wanted, but she was absolutely not fired. That is a super angel move. Super angel move. My dad started to get food and stuff from them from time to time because they were so thankful about what he was doing for them. Well, she has a sister, and you see, this sister owns her own nail salon, and my dad is dating her now. She's a lovely woman and has grown children, so she understands the dynamics happen sometimes.
Why are you reading this like there's going to be a butt?
Yeah, dude.
Why are you reading this like there's going to be something terrible?
We don't know exactly what's going to happen.
Like a train's going to hit him or something.
Stop reading it like this. I'm scared. You're making me scared.
Well,
Stop.
he has been very clear that he is not moving or marrying, and she is pleased with that because she likes her independence.
Stop it. I'm on edge.
But, no, I'm just kidding. Oh. My mother nearly had a stroke when she heard about this new relationship and kept saying it was a late midlife crisis and he had to resort to being a sugar daddy. This is obviously what I heard because I don't have any contact with her. But last I heard, she is having a hard time. She is struggling because she was never good at budgeting and relied on my dad to put a stop to ridiculous purchases. Why am I not surprised? My sister is also struggling because my dad is not helping her with money anymore. You'll see. He was willing to keep helping for the sake of the nephew. Remember, he was helping pay for the evil sister's son. But then things got very rough. My nephew started calling my kid an affair baby.
Ooh.
He's turning.
Wait, what?
Evil sister is making evil nephew.
No.
She's turning him evil.
She's getting more supporters.
She's Anakining him.
Oh.
Yep. How she is not with her real dad, called my other nephews delusional, and during a birthday party, he even pushed one of my nephews on my husband's side, saying they were not my kid's cousins, only he was.
How old is the nephew?
We don't know.
But like a kid, right?
I mean, I can't imagine.
Under 18.
Like, OP's baby is like 3 years old at this point, something like that. So this kid can't be like...
Dude, the sister still has her claws. Yeah, she's Emperor Palpatine, given the dark side of the Force.
Her own child is the only one left she can manipulate, basically. The kids were perplexed and so confused, but immediately told an adult about it. My dad spoke with him, but he kept repeating it. He spoke with my sister, and she said that she could do nothing to prevent a kid from telling the truth. And didn't all kids tell the truth always? My God. He told her, until there is a change, he is cutting them off. She panicked and cried, but she is also super stubborn, so now my nephew goes to public school because my husband made my dad cut them off. And good old Bates, the master of nothing, he's still unemployed. 2 years later, dude. Two years plus. My God, seriously. I know I was cryptic about what he did about it, but he was in an industry related to vulnerable women, and some of it related to stalking.
Dude, so he has all the best strats.
God. It's like law enforcement knowing how to get away with crimes.
It's like the hackers, like the white hat hackers that help all of the banks be extra secure, but they can actually break into everything.
They built in the back door. Oh, God. Irony much? That's why he was fired, because he's like super unfit to do his job. The organization he was in didn't want this to splash on them. I have received 2 more very long handwritten rambling letters from him, and since he only has my lawyer's address, guess who has the honor of receiving, reading, and filing those rambles? I love my lawyer, and he is a champ. When you love your lawyer, something is not good. Apart from that and the gossip, I have not had bad issues related to him, except for one.
No!
Make it
Why? God,
stop.
Too much.
I was at the grocery store and a random woman came over, asked if my kid was Bates's baby.
Shut the F up.
I was speechless and shocked. I asked her what she was on, and she said she has a photo of us on his profile and I should be ashamed of myself for hurting such a good man. Turns out he is still going by the narrative that my kid is his and I loved him so much. Wow. That is
honestly not that much because you're not still together.
Yeah, right.
How does that make sense?
Dude, it's crazy. The fact that 3 people, I maybe get the mom and the sister, but this ex going along with the craziness is like, what a 3 like once in a millennia.
But the thing
crazies
is,
altogether.
He is so obsessed and so good at convincing everyone that this is the dream. I bet he planted the idea of like the brother sister thing in the sister's head, and then planted the idea in the mother's head. I think he's like cult level personality and able to manipulate the people around him into everything.
You could be totally right. You could be totally right. Wow. That's good theory. Say in the comments whether you think he's right or not. Let us know. Now, that is all news, but at the end, what shocked me the most was the pic comment. This is not a photo that has been public or anything like that. It was sent to a family group once, and that was it. I told my husband immediately, and he was enraged but composed. We decided to smoke out the rat. Here we go. So, long story short, it was my dad's 2 sisters feeding info to my mom.
Oh.
Huh.
Oh my
Dude,
gosh.
now you're gonna have to cut off the 2 sisters.
And you know what's crazy? They're not even related. They're like in-laws with each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
You can't trust anybody.
You really can't. My dad was so disappointed, but also had no doubts cutting them off. They are still begging him to talk to them again. My brother and his family are doing great. We see them a lot and have been in some family holidays since the last update. They are also no contact with evil mom, evil sister, and my sister-in-law, a good one, is actually super happy about it because it turns out that she was not a fan of our mom, but kept the peace. My in-laws keep being lovely as well. We allow mother-in-law overnight babysitting now too, and she is over the moon with it. Sometimes she has all her grandchildren under the same roof, and they are all delighted to be with her. Adorable. She is a former flight attendant, so their favorite game is to pretend airplane. Oh my God. Overall, they love her, and we know she is good with the kids, so not to worry. She had to make her socials private because my mom kept stalking her.
Oh my God.
Battle of the grannies over here. I am sure she's extremely jealous, but she made her own bed. By the way, you can make your bed while joining us every weekday live at 3 p.m. PST. Just tap the profile, ladies and gentlemen.
Please tap it.
Please tap it. But lately, my husband keeps me sane whenever little things come up.
Oh my God, when you said but lately, you got me, John. Get me with those big butts.
We are thinking if we should have another baby or maybe adopt one. We are still undecided. We have a great support system and the privilege to have these conversations.
Dude, I feel like you need nothing to happen in your life for a while. I think you just need to chill.
A decade of peace and silence.
Yeah, you just need something boring.
Before the evil mom and sister kingdom rises again, back for vengeance. I still miss my mom a lot. I cry sometimes when I realize there are milestones I can no longer share with her, but she is a bad person and the safety of my family matters more. Last fun fact, this Father's Day, they actually went camping, real camping, I guess. It went great apart from the mosquito bites and some ill-placed sunburns, but
shut the f up.
That's it.
Oh my God.
Woo! Got him.
Oh my goodness.
I told my sister I don't love her because she's been having an affair for 5 years.
Damn.
My sister, 32, moved in with me because she got pregnant 5 months ago from what she claimed was a one-night stand. I love my sister, of course. I took her in. My husband is overseas for 6 months, so it was nice to have her around because I care about her very much. By the way, this comes from Empty Chemist 992 on the r/BRU update subreddit. So, on Monday, I came home and I saw my sister with a strange woman in a screaming match on my doorstep. Curious. I obviously didn't know what was happening, but I saw the woman poking my pregnant sister's shoulder, so I intervened.
Damn.
You gotta, honestly, what if you just smack him with your belly like,
yeah.
Wow, I think I just broke the couch. I sent my sister inside and she begged me to send the woman away. I didn't understand what was going on, but I wanted the altercation to end for everyone's sakes. So I told the woman as such. Then she started screaming, asking me if I was also sleeping with her husband.
Okay. Presumptuous.
Excuse me? I just got here.
She lives there, ma'am.
Come on. I was like, question mark? And then she basically revealed that my sister had been having an affair with her husband for 5 years.
That's a long affair.
Whoa.
5 years.
How did he do that?
You're not even in high school that long.
No.
Exactly, Riley.
You could get a degree with the amount of time that you spent cheating on your wife.
A degree in promiscuity.
Ooh.
Gotcha. She had everything printed out. Chats, photos, emails, receipts. Damn. It was thorough. It was disturbing to see, and I didn't want to go through it all. But a few things were established. My sister knew about his wife. She knew she was the mistress and liked it.
Ooh.
And she's pregnant.
Ooh.
The sister is pregnant right now, presumably with a person
baby.
that she is a baby first, presumably.
Presumably with the baby. I have seen Alien Romulus, so you never know.
You never know. And then second, presumably there is, I mean, maybe she's not involved with the guy anymore, but maybe there's another guy that she's cheating on.
Yeah.
Right? So this woman was a stay-at-home mom to their 4 kids, one of whom has a severe disability from a car accident.
This guy stinks.
How does it keep getting worse? Her husband knew about my sister's pregnancy and even took her on a baby moon to celebrate, like a honeymoon for a baby. But it's not your baby.
Not your freaking baby. Well, it is his baby. That's the thing. It's his baby.
My presumably is out the window now. The affair had been going on the entire time, with my sister believing he would eventually leave his wife for her.
Girl.
My sister had fully embraced the role of being the other woman and was emotionally invested in the relationship despite repeated lies about leaving his wife. I told the woman I was very sorry and that I obviously didn't know, but I asked her to leave because this wasn't going anywhere and I didn't want the neighbors to call the police. She was furious, but gave me her number on a Post-it, begging me to not let her husband stay at my house. I assured her that no man was stepping foot in my home. Boom.
Never.
Tell him.
Not a single man can step onto this property. It's kind of like vampire rules.
Yep, I'm there with you. I'm right there with you.
You can't.
Vampires can't.
Unless
Once you invite them into your
in.
house, they can go into your house whenever.
Yeah, but she's not going to do that.
She's opposite of vampires.
Not in accordance to standing my ground.
Nope.
Hey, whoa. Too much. So, my sister is begging me not to believe the woman, calling her a vindictive ex-wife.
Ooh.
I told her, all right then, this is smart. Let's look up the marriage online. Check the public records. I like it.
Oh, you can
look
do
at
that?
the receipts.
Let's see if a motion for dissolution of marriage was ever submitted. I guess that's
I mean,
what
public
you can do.
record.
Yeah.
Whoa. Put your name in the chat so I can look you up and see if you're actually married or not.
Dude, that's a good spin the wheel.
Let's find out if you're actually married and under the eyes of the law.
Mrs. Dakota. So we fought hard. My sister kept saying I would never understand and that they loved each other, but he couldn't just leave his wife, blah, 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 blah.
John just watched the Hotel Transylvania movies.
Blah, blah, blah.
I did. I called her dumb and naive.
Yes.
The next day, I told her she could stay here because I didn't want her to become a financial burden on that woman in any way. But I also told her that right now, I did not want to engage with her. My sister asked me if I still loved her, and I told her, honestly, right now, I can't say I do. I will always help my nephew and not endanger you, but I can't like you because you've shown me that you're not a trustworthy person. I told her that I don't trust her not to try anything with my husband, and I didn't trust her with anything at all. So I made her sign a tenants agreement. She's been begging me to forgive her, and I told her that there's nothing to forgive, and I just don't know who she is anymore. There is a big update.
Oh, man.
Huge things will be revealed.
Huge.
But we have to talk.
We gotta. I mean, that's harsh. However, I kind of get what OP's saying of like, you've done nothing to me that I need to forgive. This is something that, you need to seek forgiveness from the wife about. But it's just kind of shown me who you are as a person. And that is someone that I don't know if I can like respect and love right now.
Yeah, because I feel like there's kind of 2 buckets. There's like, I love you, which usually it's like, people get in fights or whatever, but it's like, okay, at the end of the day, we still love each other. And then there's the, do I actually like and respect you as a person and whatever else? I don't know. It's kind of an interesting question because it's like, can you love someone that you don't like? I guess is the question.
Yeah.
Or respect.
I do think it is different with family.
Yeah.
I think that there is a certain amount of love that you can show to family, even if you don't always like them.
Yes.
The classic parent quote. I don't like you, but I love you.
Is I'm not going to be your best friend, but I will be your parent. Like that kind of.
Oh, just like quote. I don't always like you, but I always love you.
That's a classic parent.
That's a classic.
Oh no.
That's a classic.
Sophia.
That's
Sophia.
a classic parent. What?
Classic?
That's a classic one.
I agree with that though.
Yeah,
my mom has definitely told that to one of my siblings.
Yeah, it's a classic parentism.
Not me though. Never me.
Damn.
Never. So, I also kind of totally understand that OP in that moment is like, it's so soon. And OP is also now OP is still dealing with it. It's not like OP's like, okay, get out. I'm just not going to deal with it anymore.
Exactly.
He's still sticking his neck out in terms of like giving her a place to stay.
Yeah.
And everything else.
No, I think is showing that OP still has a measure, like some familial love.
Yes.
For their sister, but it's just right now. It's like I can't even. You've disappointed me.
Yeah, it's so much to process.
Yeah,
and so I
and also the fact that OP was forced to be involved, like she was put in the middle of this.
Yes, which like,
but there is an update.
There's an update. So first, I would like to clarify a few things. I am not going to tell my sister to get rid of the baby. That's not my place, and I would never suggest such a thing. Also, I am not going to install tracking software on her phone, or demand access to all her devices. That's invasive and wrong. That must have been what the crazy people in the comments were.
That's what. Okay, OP is not her sister's mom.
It's too
her
much.
Sister can make her own decisions, even if they're bad ones.
Yeah, yeah, it's too much. I've been thinking a lot, and while I can't say that I don't love my sister, it's very hard to feel that love right now. That's, I think, a good way to put it. I don't know who she is anymore. It's not just that she lied to me. It's what she did and how she was convinced that she was justified because they were in love. She's brought chaos into my home that I opened up to her. I'm deeply disappointed in her, and I just don't like her at the moment. I'm letting her stay here because I don't want her to become dependent on him. I don't think that he's a good man either. And as a social worker, I've seen these scenarios too many times. For a second, I thought she was saying that the guy was a social worker. And I'm like, could you imagine a social worker trying to bring families together? Meanwhile, he's like absolutely destroying
cheating
his own.
on everyone. He's not looking after his kids.
Yeah.
He's like, no, but I know where you can go wrong. So
See, I learned from
bring that
failure. My sister is already deluded. I don't need to open the door to dependency that is also financial. So now on to the update. I haven't been punishing my sister, but I've been treating her like a roommate. This is driving her crazy. She's begging me to go back to the way things were before, but I can't. I told her that I need time and that things can't just return to normal overnight. Because like, you're the one that did all this crazy stuff to like basically be like, no, let's just do back to normal. Let's just go back to normal. It's like you've lost all of those privileges.
You don't get to demand normalcy.
Yeah.
When you've made all these mistakes.
When you going crazy.
So true.
She tried to explain how it all happened. She admitted that she always knew that he was married, but believed she could tell how unhappy he was and felt he deserved to be happy. So why not just separate, not divorce from the wife?
Literally.
How about that? They met at a bar a few weeks after his son's accident, and he told her that his wife hadn't touched him since it happened and that he was about to explode.
Ew. Ew. What? And that
because
that
his heart is so heavy.
That's kind of ridiculous that she fell for that line. She was like, this. That was it.
Hey, friend, let me sit you down and tell you something. There's another woman that you should talk to. Her name is Jill. Jill. Okay? Jill.
I don't know who Jill is.
That's okay. I asked her why she would involve herself with a married man knowing the hurt it would cause. She said she wanted to be a wife and a good mom, and that included his kids. I want to be a great wife, so I'm going to steal from his wife.
And she's like, I want to be a great mom, so I'm also going to steal some kids.
What a foundation.
I mean, have these kids even met you?
No, but they will.
They will.
You know, and it's going to be
once I'm a wife.
It's going to be so good. Okay? He's going to marry me. I'm telling you. She had hoped that he would divorce his wife so they could all move on and finally be happy together. I just stared at her, unable to comprehend how she could rationalize her actions. A few days later, he appeared at her house, claiming that he had let go of his wife and wanted to be with my sister. I told him to leave immediately or I would call the police. My sister was furious with me, accusing me of ruining her chances to happiness.
What?
You
Also,
did this yourself.
so he came. So after all this stuff happened with the current wife, he came over. Is that what that was saying?
Yes. So he came after the crazy, the poor wife went over and was like, oh, he's cheating on me. Da, da, da. Then a few days later, the actual husband comes back. He's like, I've got rid of the old ball and chain. I'm ready to date your sister, OP.
Yeah, and OP's gonna say, I made a vow to never let a man inside my house.
Hey.
Least of all you.
I'll get you a date with the police
Yeah.
and a jail cell.
Put some
Handcuffs. What's wrong with this today?
Okay.
Get locked up. So I made it clear to her, if he ever comes over again, I will evict her. Poll.
Comes where?
Evict or not. Evict or not. Over to the house. God dang it, Sophia. What's gotten into you today?
I don't know.
That poll.
What's the poll?
Evict or not. Evict or not.
No, I don't think I would evict the sister quite yet because she is pregnant, has baby.
I might disagree.
Oh,
I want to see what the chat says. I want to see what everyone in the comments say. But I might disagree.
Unless she's like ruining your, I don't know. The comments might disagree, but
If you're sleeping with the dogs, you're going to get the fleas.
she's a pregnant woman.
So you might as well go out in the wild.
Might just go
And just
camping.
get used to the fleas.
I think right now, you were saying to evict the sister, correct?
If he ever comes back.
If he ever comes back. Yeah, I think maybe if this keeps being a continuous problem where he's constantly coming over and she's, maybe letting him into the house or she's making all of this OP's problem, then considering eviction. But I think right now, I don't know if I would evict her just for this instance.
I'm trying to decide too, but it kind of seems like as of right now, the sister is kind of just pushing through any boundaries that might be there and just has no care for it. So I'm trying to think like what would make her realize the seriousness of the boundaries that are being put in place.
I think OP could say like, if you continue to do this, I'm going to evict you. Like
I might say it, but lie. And like I wouldn't actually evict her.
But putting pressure on it.
But putting pressure on it to hopefully like finally get it through her head that.
Nicole H as well, considering OP herself, said that she would not kick her out because she does not want her to be dependent on this POS. I choose to honor OP's wishes. Yeah, and Kimberly Fine says baby ain't out yet, so OP wouldn't be the a-hole for now. That window will close after 40 weeks, kind of like how her face isn't pregnant, so it's green flagged for him. Damn! Are you saying OP should beat up her pregnant sister?
Dude, what is happening right now?
Crazy.
Oh, Kimberly Fine, you're crazy. Okay, but let's get back to the story. So OP says she's free to date anyone that she wants, but not under my roof. I also told her that if she plans to have him around after the baby is born, she will need to find her own place.
That's fair. I think these are all fair. It's not like I'm going to immediately evict you, but I'm putting in place boundaries.
A boundary there, yeah. Word has gotten around our community about the affair. While we were grocery shopping, a woman even spat on my sister.
Damn,
dude,
how small is this town?
Dude, right? Many of her friends have cut ties with her, calling her a homewrecker. Some are married themselves and don't want her near their own husbands. Bro.
Damn.
I haven't said I told you so even once. Great restraint, OP. We unexpectedly ran into his wife at a local cafe. My sister wanted to apologize and suggested that maybe, just maybe, they could all have a good relationship for the sake of the kids.
No.
The wife laughed coldly and said, "You made your choices. Now live with them. Don't expect this. Don't expect me to make this easier for you."
Ooh, damn.
But you know what makes it easier to chat with us? Joining our live stream every single weekday at 3 p.m. PST. Hop on in.
Tap our profile.
So, my sister is devastated and has been lying in bed ever since. I'm taking care of her physical needs, making sure she eats, stays hydrated, and attends her prenatal appointments, but I can't bring myself to comfort her emotionally. I just don't have it in me right now. That is the end of the story. On the evict or nah, 81% of people are saying evict.
Yeah.
And I think it's more so just like putting up the boundary of, hey,
Which
if you keep doing, if you bring over the husband, if you cheat with him behind, or, get together with him behind my back when he's here, any of these things, here's the list of things that like, I can't have you continue staying at the house.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I agree. I think right now, based off like everything that's happened, I don't think she necessarily needs to evict her now.
Which is
but if she continues to push past those boundaries, yes.
Totally. Which is like, in fairness, OP wasn't like, I'm going to do it immediately.
No,
but
yeah.
So I'm kind of like, here's what I'm thinking, and I'm curious to get your take, Sophia. The original thought process was, I don't want to, kick her out now or have her not live here now, because then she'll go and become financially dependent on this guy. It's allegedly he is now single. It seems like him and the wife are no longer together. That's what he said. I'm almost like, because I'm like, this is not my problem. I did not do this. I'm over here helping you. I'm almost like, just release him to the guy if he'll financially take care of her.
Yeah, but I also understand OP's, because it seems like before this, they did have a somewhat good relationship.
Yeah.
And I think OP probably feels responsible for her sister and is like, I don't want to see you go down this hole.
Yeah.
Even though you already have made a lot of really bad decisions and that I don't support you for. If there's any way that I can kind of pull you off this ledge.
Yeah.
I'll try it first.
Which would be great. It seems like this sister is crazy.
Not listening. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which in that case, if she continues to disrespect boundaries, then it's like, okay, well, there's only so much I can do.
Yeah.
And then you release it to the husband.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I don't know. I'm like, and again, like, let's say if there's a scenario where she did kick her out, she moves in with the guy, he supports her for a few months, and then he dips. Then it's like, okay, like coming back in just so she's not, left out to dry or whatever.
Sure.
I don't know. It just seems like a very tricky scenario to try and keep the sister away. Like, I almost feel like she has to like crash and burn to learn the lesson, and is keeping the sister at her house like prolonging that process. I don't know.
Yeah, sure. But
I feel undecided.
The only thing I was going to say is that I think it's interesting because she's an adult. If she wanted to move in with this guy, she could. But I think it's pretty telling that she hasn't, because I think it means that he probably has not offered.
Yeah. Because if she could just be like, I'm out,
Yeah.
she's not legally required to stay
can't
with
keep her there.
sister. Yeah, exactly. So I think I'm undecided. You guys, how about you guys duke out in the comments?
Yeah.
How about that? Let's
How
do that.
about that?
But you know what else we have, Sophia?
What?
Another story.
What?
For your freaking face holes. All right, let's get into this next story. Woo. A woman attacked me for having an affair with her husband because she mistook me for my twin sister.
Whoa.
Oh. Is that a twin sister or a twin sister?
Evil twin.
Evil twin. So Opie says, I have no idea where my idiot sister is because she went on vacation with her friends. All I know is that I'm going to pull her hair out when I see her.
Damn.
Oh my goodness. My sister and I are going to the same university, although we are only 3 years apart. We are almost identical and people always confuse us for twins. By the way, this comes from Chemistry Visible 7940 on the Best of Reddit Updates subreddit. So today I suffered because of the resemblance we have as soon as I left my university to go to my car. A lady threw herself on me and started dragging me by my hair while she was yelling at me a lot of things and insults.
Oh my God.
Could you imagine?
I can't imagine ever doing that.
Or like also you're just like walking, you're like,
yeah.
And then someone just like hurls themselves at you.
That's terrifying.
I mean, insane.
And you have no idea why.
You have no idea why. Like, at least if you're like, it's my arch nemesis,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, give him a little explainer like in the movies.
Yeah, exactly.
This is why I'm taking the world
Monologue a
down.
little bit.
Villain
You should know.
dialogue, have some foreplay
And then
with
you
it.
could be like, hold on a minute. Huge miscommunique. I am not the person you're looking for.
right? At least start with the, the Karen finger pointing and yelling.
You cheated on, you took my husband. And then you go, whoa, T.O., that's not right.
Will that work or not? You tell us in the comments. So by pure instinct, I also began to fight. Honestly, at that moment, I thought that some homeless person had an attack of dementia or something. I pulled her by the hair until my friends separated her and me. My God. The woman was crying, and behind her, there were 2 more women who were with her and arguing with my friends. The woman was yelling at me, telling me that I am her husband's sloot, and I didn't understand anything about what was happening. But at that moment, my mind clicked because I knew that my sister was dating an older man, and she doesn't tell me much about him, but she does show me the gifts he gives her.
See, this is what I also hate. I mean, obviously, women that are, or like when a person is the other person in a relationship.
Yeah.
It's not good. They shouldn't be doing that. But why aren't you getting more mad at your husband in this situation? Why are you physically assaulting this like other girl?
Look, what are we? Again, they didn't do right either. But
But they had no commitment to you. Like morally, they shouldn't have been doing it.
Yes.
But there was no they did not break a commitment with you. The only person who did that was your partner.
And ultimately, if you just deal it direct with your partner, you never talk to them.
Never talk to them
never
again.
Talk to them. It's just, I don't know why that's such a thing, but I digress. Opie says, I told the woman that she was looking for my sister. Basically, the people who were with her yelled at me that I must be just as slooty as my sister. Yeah. I'm not. I think, and tried to fight again. Oh my God.
So after finding out this is not the person she's looking for, she's like, well, close enough.
Dude, right? Let me at him. But the police approached us and said that it was all too messy. That is correct. So now my scalp is full of scratches. My back is scraped by the asphalt and my head hurts so much. Oh my God. And my sister doesn't answer my calls to explain what the heck she did before I tell my mother what happened. I know that if I tell my parents about this, they might even stop paying for my sister's education because it is not the first time she's done something like this.
Whoa!
Dude.
That's wild.
Oh my gosh. Am I going to tell them? Yes, but first I need to talk to my sister. Opie says the humiliation of having been beaten up at my university for something I didn't do is too big. It gives me chills to think about coming back on Monday and that people who saw us believe that I am to blame for that when my sister was the culprit. Poor woman, I do feel empathy for her, but I didn't deserve that beating. That is correct, Opie. My sister is not a good person at all, and it's easy to see her in a situation like this. At least she could have asked my name before that.
That sucks, though, to be like, just trying to live your life, and you've got this doppelganger out there who's sullying your good name.
It's like it's as if Sam just like plopped on a wig and just started running around and
stealing,
going crazy.
And I was like, "It's not me, officer, please."
And they're like, "You're under arrest. You're doing 20 to life, kid.
No.
20 to life, kid. Are you ready for life in the clink?"
I can't handle that.
I don't think so. Quick edit. Yes, we ended up at the police station and I filed charges against her, even though she apologized to me a lot once she calmed down a little bit. I don't
care. Even if I was the other sister who had done the wrong thing, I would have pressed charges.
Exactly.
I did.
Yes.
Like, oh, I'm so sorry. You beat me up.
Is it okay to attack after cheating? Attack after cheating or not?
No.
Attack
I don't
after
think
cheating
any
or not?
attack is, unless it's self-defense. I don't think it's.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah.
But I'm curious what the maliciously petty in the chat have to say about this one. To be honest, her friends were worse than her in the sense of wanting to keep fighting when it was all over. But anyways, that doesn't justify that the fool hit the wrong person.
Yup.
For now, I'm just going to wait for my sister to come back because I want to say everything with her present so that way she can't run away from our parents. It's not the first time that my sister has messed around with a married man. Guys, we have some relevant comments and we have a big update where the sister returns.
Ooh,
We're going to get
sister returns.
The sister
in part
returns.
2.
But Sophia.
Hawk 2?
Part 2.
Part 2. The return of the pot.
Did you say Hawk 2?
That is not what I said.
Hawk 2 in the pot 2. Mach 2.
Mach 2.
Speeds you've never seen.
She's going so fast.
Okay. This is an insane scenario.
Yeah.
Right now, chat, very few votes in. Get your votes in.
Get your freaking votes.
But 80% of people are saying no, which I totally agree with. I don't think that the cheating justifies anything physical.
No, I agree. I agree. It is something that you can be very upset about, and you can divorce the actions that you might take when you have been cheated on. Divorce / breakup.
Yes.
Say, hey, I hate you. Yeah, that's about it.
You could say, could you tell other people in the friend circle?
Yeah.
You tell people in the friend circle.
You spread it around.
Like, yeah, I feel like kind of a reputation ruining is actually a kind of a fair punishment. Because you ruined the reputation of the integrity of the relationship and their life. So I feel like low key, like, which honestly does more long-term damage of like, okay, now, they can't find a partner and, all this other stuff.
Yeah.
So
it's like leaving a bad Yelp review.
Ooh, except you're the only one that can imagine Yelp, but it all hinged on one person's review.
One person.
The power.
Yeah. You better make a good review.
I agree. 94% of chat is saying no. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Even Addie. Shout out to Addie. Even
Addie's voting.
Addie woke up and did not choose violence today, ladies and gentlemen.
Did not choose violence.
That's what we like to see.
It.
That's what we like to see. All right. Let's get into these comments and then the big update. So Pamela on the go says, what is wrong with your sister? But also, what the F is wrong with this lady?
Exactly.
Beating one of your husband's girlfriends certainly won't stop him from pursuing other women. Shake my head. Stop.
Yeah,
we need to go to the source.
Just divorce him.
Just divorce him. Go straight to the source. Wary wrongdoer 7511 says, of course she won't beat her husband. She's been conditioned to believe it's the woman's fault and that women are competition, or else she wouldn't have treated her this way. Do you think is this some kind of internalized
I think a little bit. I think it's like, oh, this woman pulled my husband away rather than he went willingly.
Yes.
It's like this, yeah.
And maybe that's something like the husband has kind of
she was flirting with me.
Manipulated or whatever the case might be her into thinking that possibly. Limit Big 538 says, tell your parents. Your sister will never learn unless she is put in her place. Yeah, it's repeat offender over here. Even though she might not learn, at least you get it off your chest. You should press charges on that crazy lady. She should get her facts straight before attacking someone. Or maybe
she should just not attack anyone.
Maybe with words, maybe. Plus, it's her husband's fault, not yours. You need to protect yourself. Yeah, again, just don't go for the attacks. We can go with words.
Yeah, words hurt more.
The pen.
Sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will leave you emotionally scarred.
That is big facts. And we have the update when the sister returns. Quick predictions, quick conspiracy theory on what's going to happen.
Oh boy, when the sister returns,
yes.
I think the sister's going to return.
The sister will return.
The sister will return. OP's going to tell her parents. The parents are going to be like, you're out of here. We're not paying for your school. Sister's going to run to the guy. And he's going to be like, I don't want you. And then she's going to be like, I'm pregnant.
Ooh. Sophia, that's a great prediction.
Thank you.
Let's find out. 6 days later. Hi. Hello. My sister came back from her vacations a few days ago. I waited for her to come back because I didn't want her to run away from telling our parents what happened, and I wanted to tell her to be the one to tell them everything.
Mm-hmm.
The classic, tell them or I will.
Yeah.
Love a tell them or I will.
Me too.
My sister lives with our parents. No, she's not a teenager. She's almost 30.
That's embarrassing.
How old is she?
Wait.
28.
Okay.
Oh,
okay,
dang.
okay.
28.
Dang,
That's-
dude, she
that's-
is almost there. She basically is 30.
That's embarrassing behavior to be doing at 30.
yeah. Like you should be running a
Like you can't get
business.
your own.
Right?
Can't get your own husband.
At
So you have to
28
take one?
years, you can't find a partner.
Come on.
Come on, at least don't steal one. I don't know why someone in the comments said that she was suffering from grooming when she is 28 years old. There's even 40-plus-year-old people in college, and anyways, you need to be an adult to be there. So when she arrived, I was already there. When my parents asked me what the heck happened to me, I told them to wait for my sister to come and talk about it, so they already knew that it was about her. Many people don't understand that there are people who like to be the second and enjoy feeling that they can sleep with anyone. Right, like it's almost like
yeah, look how easy it was for me to steal him from his family.
They fantalize the idea of being the fantalize?
Fantasize?
Fantalize, it's a word.
Fantalize?
Fantalize. Look it up, Riley. I need this.
There's I guess
Wait, how do you spell
there's
it?
infantilize, so maybe there is.
Fantalize.
Well, I've never heard of fantalize.
Maybe it's infantile. What do you say?
Infantilize is when you make someone out to be younger, like you're treating them like a baby.
Treat someone as a child.
Yeah, I've never heard of fantalize though. Can you define it for me?
So OP has this next part of the update.
I'm curious.
I'm not. Even with a forbidden one, and my sister is that type of person. Since she was a teenager, she flirted with her friends' boyfriends. She did it to measure her value with others. What? But she never flirted with any of my boyfriends, or at least she had her list.
Or your boyfriends were ugly.
Yeah, she's like, I don't want those guys. Now that she is older, she likes to sleep with married men.
That's yikes.
For her, it's better to receive gifts and fun without the pressure of being the wife. Her words, we discussed this many times.
Okay, you don't have to marry the people that you date. You could have, you could be like, I want to have casual relationships with men and I don't want to be married to them.
But then I'm not making a wife suffer.
Yeah.
And where's the fun in that, Sophia? Where is it, I ask you?
You're right.
Childhood drama?
Have you
For the
considered
kids?
that?
Think about it.
Have you considered
a little something for the kids. Trauma.
Yeah.
You're
Do
welcome.
you not support
Trauma.
therapists, Sophia?
You're right. I'm going to be putting therapists out of a job.
How are they supposed to make a living?
They're not.
Wow. Great point, Riley.
They're going to be sitting on the side of the road.
Therapy, $5.
Therapy for free.
Free therapy.
I'll sell it. It's like a lemonade stand.
Exactly. Come on. So at the end of the day, it's all a self-esteem and ego problem that my sister has. She needs to know that she can get whatever she wants. Anyways, a few days ago, the cheating man had sent a message to my sister telling her that his wife physically attacked him, kicked him out of the house after she found out about his affair.
Okay,
with
but I
my
believe
sister.
that. But I believe that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
Yes.
he should go and, put some charges against her.
She went to the source.
Yeah, but
She went to the source.
But she attacked him. He should file a police report. Obviously, he's in the wrong here, but you can't just go around attacking people.
This is true. This is true.
She can,
I
if she
agree.
wants to, she can yell at him and get a divorce all she wants, and I'd have been like, yes, girl. But
Two wrongs don't make a right.
when you attack someone, that is illegal.
There's a line. Legally and just like morally. I think
Morally and legally, that is wrong, and you can be arrested for domestic violence.
you
I
heard it
didn't
here
make
first.
the rules, but if I did, those would still be the rules.
Classic Sophia quote. I love that. So the woman found my sister's Instagram and sent her messages telling her to stay away from her family because apparently the man took their kids to some of the dates with my sister.
Yikes!
And my sister, who is a big idiot, followed up the fight with the woman insulting her. She showed me the chat and it was clearly encouraging the woman to fight, calling her names, etc., etc. And that's how I ended up getting into the mix and her attacking me. My God. According to my sister, she didn't believe that the woman was really going to hit her. But then I started to message her and she basically ignored me because she didn't want that kind of stress. And also she knew that she screwed up. Yeah, I guess she's like, I'm not talking without a lawyer to you or something like that. Honestly, so many comments told me that my sister was not to blame for anything that I began to believe it.
Okay, that's who.
She's
Okay.
kind of the whole reason all of this even happened.
I'm sorry, just because we have the worst, lineup of villains in this story does not mean that the least villainous one absolves OP's sister.
Yeah, just because she's not Voldemort, she's still a Death Eater.
She's still a freaking Death Eater, man.
Come on. Until I saw the messages she sent to that woman almost begging for a fight, and I stopped feeling any kind of empathy for her. She's not a good person, and she never was. I was furious, but my mother was even more angry. So now we're getting to the family, because they can cut her off.
Yeah.
This could really totally throw her life off course.
Poor 28-year-old child off. What will she do?
What will happen now?
Her life's basically done for her. She's gonna turn 30 soon.
Exactly. You might as well just crawl in the grave. Start a podcast, maybe. Hey, you never know.
It's too late for that.
That's right. It's not the first time that my family has been affected because of her spicy sleep adventures.
It's embarrassing.
The first time, we did not lose money or friends, but I was physically attacked, which is worse. Again? What? There was another time?
No, this time we didn't.
But this time, I was physically attacked, which is worse. Yes.
He's getting the brunt.
Dude, oh my God. My sister justified herself by saying that she is single and has no responsibility for any marriage. But my mother told her that we all suffer because of her problematic behavior and that morally she's helping to ruin the lives of so many because of her ego.
Yeah.
Big facts, mama.
Big facts.
It all ended with my sister throwing a tantrum like always and even blaming me for looking like her.
I think OP needs a haircut.
Yeah.
I think OP needs a haircut.
I mean, maybe,
quite frankly,
maybe plastic surgery because is she just going to be running away her whole life from her sister's arch nemesis?
Yeah. Well, normally I'd say, go no contact with your sister. She sucks. But the problem is, it doesn't matter if you go no contact because you're just going to have these wives running at you to beat you up.
Wives running at you. Maybe Tinder matches of other nemesis. Like it could just grocery store. You're picking the same box of cereal. Everywhere you look, OP could have her sister's nemesis.
So it actually
just coming for her.
Behooves you to stay with your sister and to make her a better person.
Yep. Oh boy!
Keep your enemies.
Rehabilitate.
Keep your friends close. Keep your enemies closer.
And keep your sister the closest.
Yeah.
Especially if she's
Keep an
evil.
eye on her. Put a baby cam on her.
There we go. So OP says, but this time my father kicked her out of the house with her things. I found it a little sad that my own parents apologized to me for their adult daughter's behavior. At the end of the day, I feel sad to see my parents and other people suffer because of her behavior. And about the woman, she contacted me the next day after I was attacked, saying that she was really sorry. She said that she would pay for any medical expenses, but I'm fine. She sounded much calmer without her friends and told me that she had never done anything like that, but she felt a very strong hatred for my sister and her ex because of how they talked about her with the children. Although she sounded really regretful, a large part of me wanted to kick my sister's butt, but that's not going to happen. Even if that doesn't make me a good person, I would have liked to have seen that. Yeah.
More violence.
Yeah, more violence. I'm sorry for the boring update, but not much happened except that she didn't send me a message or anything like that. Anyways, I just pray that my parents still don't talk to her and can see her as little as possible. And we have more relevant comments before we close it out. But I mean, this is a pretty big update. The parents have now officially kicked her out of the house.
Yeah, which I think you need to do that. If she's not willing to own up to her mistakes, she's 28 years old.
28 years old.
She's not a child. She's not like,
I mean, she's still super young and youthful, she's
practically 1 foot in the grave.
She's Gen Z.
I think she's a millennial because only a millennial could behave like this.
I mean, look, it's to me, this is more like never let them know your next move Gen Z behavior, right? She's following a TikTok trend. What's more Gen Z than that?
We'll come back to this.
It just looks like a wolf wearing sheep's clothing.
Or someone wearing very wide leg pants. Gen Z.
John wore my wide leg pants and he felt so involved.
I've been telling men that they need to get on the straight leg, like kind of baggy, or the wide leg jeans.
But they don't fit my legs.
What?
They actually fit him better because there's more room for
There's
him.
more room. What do you mean? You want them tight to your leg?
But what if I run in the woods and they get caught on something?
How baggy are you going?
I don't know. I don't know how baggy I should go, but that concerns me.
We're gonna go to Levi's.
Sorry.
But is OP gonna get caught up in more of her sister's shenanigans?
Oh,
What do we do here
boy.
before we get into these final comments?
Yeah.
What's your solution?
No, again, I don't think that OP can really go no contact because the problem is that she gets caught up in the situations regardless of whether or not she's near her sister or not.
So does she like?
I think
suggest
I think she
therapy?
maybe
Does she just
limits
tell her-
contact.
Yeah, limited contact.
And she changes her hair.
Limited contact
Like
change hair.
dyes it.
Yeah, I feel like that's maybe the first step, and then it's like, what if she starts
Copying her.
copying her?
Oh, I don't know what you do then.
I think maybe, and OP's probably done some version of this already, but it's like, mom and dad have kicked you out of the house.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to kick you out of my life if you keep doing this because this is coming back to me.
Yeah, it's like your actions are hurting me and you don't seem to care. So you gotta go.
Let's read these final relevant comments and see. So, big one 4048 says, "Wow, 28, really? It's still young. It's still young." Jake Bro says, "I was really expecting the parents to take the sister's side, but I'm really glad they didn't. She deserves to be kicked to the curb, and I hope they don't let her come back. She sucks a lot."
Yeah.
Apparently, she might not be entirely morally bankrupt, but dang, she's trying her best to get there. I hope you're healing up okay and things are back to normal for you and you don't have to deal with any of your sister's mistakes anymore, at least not anytime soon, OP. And then expression candid 418 says, "I am glad that your parents kicked your sister out. I just want to know if you laid charges against the wife who beat you up because I am still pissed off on your behalf at the fact that you're completely innocent and you ended up getting injured. But you know what will always keep you safe and sound is joining our live stream every weekday at 3 p.m. PST. Let's go."
Tap her profile. I think what the only other thing she could do is
Yes.
wear a shirt that's got a picture of her sister and it says, "Have you been personally affected by this woman?" And then below that it says, "I'm not her."
Yes. I think take out like those ads, like those, like the
Yes.
ambulance chaser ads of like, have you been wronged by a sister like mine? Well, it's not me.
It's
so
not me.
Don't attack me, please.
Thank you.
And ask if it's me before you
Attack.
go crazy.
Please.
Yeah.
And it's really long and the text is kind of small, so no one can really read it unless they're about to attack you.
I just had an alternative idea that's a little bit more sinister, but might solve the sister problem.
Let's do it.
Because earlier we said, if someone cheats, then you are within your rights to go like tell people. So it like hurts their reputation and also maybe helps other people not fall in the same trap. Do you basically go on kind of a campaign like we were just talking about, low key, to tell everyone, hey, look, my sister is absolutely insane. So that way OP is kind of protected. People, she already had was this story? No, that was the last story where someone in the grocery store just like spit on her or something.
Yes.
That was too crazy.
That was the last one, yeah.
But yeah,
I think she goes on I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. She goes on her Instagram and she posts a picture of her twin sister. She says, "Have you been personally affected by this woman? I'm not her." And then we leave it at that.
Story time. All you're like, if you don't like stop doing this stuff immediately, the next time you even like mess up an inch, I've got some locked and loaded story times, some get ready with me story times.
Yeah, I have one of those texts that you can send at a different time. You could schedule your text, and she's like, "The second I see some stinky behavior, that text is going out to everyone."
You touch another married man's shaft, then I am going to upload this draft.
Yeah. Oh, I like it.
That's what's going to happen.
Everyone knows that people take things more seriously if they rhyme.
Exactly. And it wasn't a slant rhyme.
It wasn't even a slant rhyme.
It was just a full, real rhyme.
Yeah.